Alrighty, guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since we had a live stream. Tonight, I am joined by Mr. Mouthy Buddha himself. What is going on tonight, man?
Hello. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Well, shit. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
So, like I was telling you before we started, I came across you through Bunty King and watching his live stream with you, and that's really where I got my introduction to you.
Nice. Yeah, like I was saying before, I really like Bunty King. He's one of my favorite people, like on the internet. Um, Even like on a personal level, I've spoken with him a little bit, and he's just. And you used the word genuine before. He's a very genuine person that I like a lot, and he's been a big help to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing with him. I feel like you know what you're getting because he's very open and honest about who he is and everything. But then you have all the shit this dude has to go through with to keep his Twitter around, and now it's gone. It's
Right,
like,
like what's up? Why did they Okay, so you have someone like Bunty King who is completely benign, I mean politically. He's harmless. He just trolls and has fun, and his Twitter has been deleted like 3 or 4 times. Just they keep knocking him out of Twitter, and it's just bizarre. It's like, they get rid of Bunty, but they keep around uh, much more, you know, dangerous people. I'm not saying they should remove those people, but I'm just saying, what's up with that? Why are they focusing on Bunty King?
I don't know. I think there's been a big push, and he got into some trouble for his joke that he made with shoe on head pushing traps down the stairs and stuff, and
Oh
that got
yeah,
him suspended. So it's just like, really, it's
but
a
it
joke.
was right, and I think it was like it was one of those memes that is drawn out through um the symbols that's on your iPhone,
Mhm.
and you could tell it was kind of a joke. Uh, but yeah, I guess they took that really seriously, and those
Yeah, and
jokes.
he's already, his backup account was hit and, you know,
Yeah,
all
that
of these things.
this really isn't good, dude, because the intentions of people. It's so hard when you're a corporation like Twitter to cipher through. Well, what is this person's intention? Like, you know what I mean? That they don't have time to dig into the real Bunty King and figure out who he is. But that's why these things happen, and
Yeah, and
I
it
just think
seems
it's
it seems to be the thing where people are just quick and fast to judge someone based on one thing without jumping into the context of the matter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I say something about the chat real quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Ad infinitum said, "Who?" He's one of my friends, but he said, "Who's a mouthy Buddha? Is that a sex position?" Did you think he was honestly asking that?
Yeah, well, because I get people in here who troll because of
Oh, right.
the shit I've had on, like with having other creators on who are going through crazy shit at the time, and that's why I wonder if this guy is trolling me, if
Right.
he's serious.
He said, "Bunty is clearly a fascist brown-skinned man who must be stopped." So yeah, I could imagine if because it's so intimate, like it's not like a really big chat. So if you get somebody like that, you're like, "Damn, man, this
Oh,
guy's gonna
I
go
I don't
nuts."
even care if they rip me apart or anything. It's just funny to watch the chat because I like to interact with my chat. I've had it where like I'll have a couple hundred people at a time watching, but I still try to interact with the chat, and it just gets fucking crazy when you get big numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do my streams don't get a lot of people. Like my streams will maybe get. It's funny because I used to get more. I used to get like 200, but through time now, like the other day, I maybe would cap at like 100 or 120. Mainly, all my views are just in making videos, but like streams, I do not get a lot, and I guess that's fine, but. It's just the way YouTube is, they don't really send the notifications out for streams unless you're like a streamer, like if you're like JF or Warski or
Yeah,
something.
or one of like the internet blood sports guys, but they hit the trending page, you know?
Right. Right.
So that's where they come from. But as you were talking about not gaining as much views from streaming, is it because, do you think it's because your quality of actual video is so massively high compared to the quality of a stream?
That's a
And
good.
and
That's a well. First,
that's what your fans want, you know?
right? Yeah, that could. I mean, thank you for saying that. You like made it much better than it is, but thank you. Uh, yeah, that could be. I didn't think about that, but yeah, I think that a lot of people do subscribe to me for like an experience, not just a a stream. And also, the streams are they're with patrons, so it's not like, hey, we're going to debate atheism, or hey, we're going to debate some topic. It's mainly just chilling with patrons.
See, and that's cool that you have that connection where you can actually interact with your people that directly, you know?
Hmm. My people, yes, they're very true. My people.
Right? Well, shit. I mean, when you're putting out those kind of videos and stuff, you know, it's got to be one of those things where it must have something to do with it.
Yeah, I think so. That's a very good point. I never thought about that, but it does make sense. Yeah, people aren't subscribing to my channel for the streams. The streams are crazy, man. Like, actually, it's funny because Tizzy is actually in the chat, and he's one of my patrons, and he's often in the streams, and he is just a whirlwind of a person. My God.
Yeah. But that's the thing. So what do you think really sparked you? Was it your Jewish question video? How long have you been at this YouTube wise? And when did you really pop off like and start building a audience?
Mm. It was about a year and a half ago. I was watching a lot of AIU videos and just
Uh-huh.
YouTube in general. And Atheism is Unstoppable had kind of good editing. Like he would, have a little uh, like PNG image that would float to the side and do all this stuff. And I was like, man, that's cool. Like I want to make something like that. And I remember I was in video tech, and video tech was like the one class in school that I was in that I did really well in, because I was so bad in school. I just wouldn't pay attention and I wouldn't do my work, and just not a school person. But with video tech, I got an A in it. I was like, damn. And my teacher really was like, this is what you're like, I want to use all of your projects for examples to use for everyone. So I already had some sense of like, damn, I think I know what I'm doing in this avenue. But then I went off and did a bunch of drugs, and went to jail and all that stuff, and just got arrested and went to treatment and went to psychiatric facilities, just the whole 9 yards. And then finally I got some sober time, and I started to do the YouTube thing about a year and a half ago. And one of my first videos was talking about being at a Buddhist retreat, a Vipassana retreat.
Mhm.
And I knew then that I wanted to make things more cinematic, more visceral, more audio stuff. I wanted to like make videos that was like like so much more than just what people think of when they think of YouTube. Like I wanted to make something that was like that people would pay for, really. But I'm happy to give it away for free, because YouTube's all about the numbers and growing, and but yeah, that was kind of the basic thing. I just started. Now, when I started, they were bad. They weren't very good videos. I thought they were good because, like in the beginning, you're like, oh, okay, I'm doing something good here. But then after a while, I start to get really critical, and I think that's what's made each video better than the one before it. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I think you can see a quality shift and everything throughout your catalog. But what do you think? Like, when did you peak? Like, when did you really hit your stride on YouTube? Because, like, I mean, you've been doing it for how long now?
Probably a year and a half.
And did it just pop in your first 6 8 months, or did you have like extremely fast growth in the beginning?
No, man, no. My entire time on YouTube has been slow and steady. It's just kind of been this gradual increase in every avenue. But there was never like, I think the first time that I had a video that actually got popular, because I was putting out videos and I would only get like 50 views or 20 views. In my mind, I would think to myself, dude, this is fucking awesome. This is going to do so well. And then I would put it out and it would just die immediately. And I think it was whenever I made my first Jordan Peterson video on Bill C-16. It was kind of when all this stuff was going on. And I made that video and I made it with music and, made it, intense. And that one I remember it started not blowing up. Well, relative terms to what I was used to, it was blowing up and I was getting all these notifications. Great video, great video, great video. And it got like 2,000 views. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm making it. And I really felt so good about that. And that was like the first time that I really had a video that kind of got like up to 1,000 and then just like past like maybe 2,000, 3,000 views,
Yeah, and see, that's the thing that seems to be the people who maintain an audience and maintain their niche or style. They have extremely slow growth in the sense of it's just consistent throughout the time, and it's funny to see like how some people have gotten so big so fast. Just the blow up spark. Like one of my really good friends, he hit 22,000 in like, I don't know, like 5 months, 6 months. And the same time I've been on, he's at 22,000 now. And it's just, he did a couple of videos and a couple of specific videos about like that pop band, that K-pop band, BTS or something. And it fucking exploded for him.
Right. But like, dude, YouTube is very much like a slot machine. It's like you can make something that you're really proud of and that is good, or I can make something that I'm really proud of and it was good. And I'll put it out and it'll die. The response won't be there. And then I'll put something out that I didn't try as hard on and that I think, okay, nobody's going to really like this, but it's important to me. So I'll just put it out. And then that thing will blow up. Kind of like my most recent video with Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris that already has a little bit over 100,000 views. And I thought in my mind, I was like, this isn't going to do that well because I think people are tired of this topic, but it's important to me. So I wanted to talk about this little, Harris and Peterson dichotomy and kind of dig into that a little bit. But it really is kind of like a slot machine. You really don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll put something out and it'll get, 50,000 views. And with that will come like 1,000 subscribers. And then now you're on your way, and I really think the first 1,000 subs, after that, it doesn't really get easier, but at least you have enough subscribers to be like, okay, well, I kind of, I can get going. I can get moving on this.
Yeah, and you kind of hit your stride, and that's what I'm working at. I'm trying to find. I mean, I talk to politics and stuff like that. I'm just trying to find, and I found that like I like live a lot better. I like conversations
Right
with people, but it's one of those things where when you interact with people, it makes it a lot more fun to me,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, in the live stuff is starting to take off a lot. And especially within our little sphere, whatever sphere this is, the political junkie sphere.
Yeah.
It's where a lot of people are enjoying the live stuff, and that's why like a lot of the videos of, creators just kind of looking at the camera and or just looking at the camera and telling you what's going on, but not doing something different, not separating themselves from the crowd. Unless it's like pure political commentary that is fucking so badass you need it, like Styx, X, and Hammer. I would say Styx is somebody who can turn on his webcam or whatever and just start talking, and you need that. Like you need that information because the way he breaks it down, it's so useful to you. Like whenever you need to know what's going on, I just go to Styx channel to really, because then he's going to give you the breakdown. But other than that, if you're trying to be creative, we really have to separate ourselves from all of the noise. Because, dude, I looked up the other day. There's millions of people who have YouTube channels.
Oh yeah.
Millions. You see what I'm saying? It's like so many people are doing this. They're trying to do this. And Casey Neistat was asked in his new video that he uploaded today, is it too late for me to start a YouTube channel? And he said, no, but it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder because of the new algorithm stuff and all this stuff that he said. And I think that's true. I think it is harder now for people to just start because so many are doing that. Now you've managed to rack up, like you had Wang on and failure, and so you're already doing exactly what you need to do if live is your thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I just want interviews with people I find interesting. I don't care where they are on the political spectrum. That's pretty much my stance. I know I have my views, but if I wanted to sit in my echo chamber, I could find some people just to we could bounce shit off of each other and agree with each other the whole time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's what you find with a lot of people is it's just like, oh, they're talking to people who have the same view as them, not someone who may have varying views and challenge them on some ideas, you know?
Right.
And so that's why I'll go from the internet blood sports guys to, I like what Wang does on his channel for his, creativeness. And that's why, like, I don't know. I just want it to be conversations. I'm highly influenced by Bunty. I really am. And so that's why it's like, I just want to
Right.
bring on people who I can have a conversation with no matter what their view is.
Right. May I reference something that I see in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so this person, Trippy Poop, they really like the N-word.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, I know. I just wanted to call him out. I think it's funny.
He's a good guy, but I think him and some other people are pissy trying to get me to pop off, you know?
Oh, okay.
But it's funny. So have you been following any of the stuff with like Tommy Robinson or anything?
Not a lot. I've just seen kind of the stuff on Twitter and a couple of I saw Lauren Southern's video, and that's it. So I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't know the logistics of it. I don't know if what happened was. I don't really have a very strong opinion on it. What about you?
He it seems like they're so focused on certain things where you can't say certain things if it's not politically correct. If you want um to focus on what the trial is about that he was covering, which was, grooming gangs and rape gangs. And he literally is just out there filming. And it seems like he has a deferred sentence and stuff, but he's not doing anything besides covering the trial from a journalistic perspective. So I don't see a problem with that. And it just feels, and a lot of people would agree with the statement too, but it feels like a lot of people are going on the mindset of, well, we don't want this to be getting out, and that's what the judge seemed like he was trying to do too, is like with the silencing of the media and stuff about the Tommy Robinson stuff. It's just fucking insane to me. I'm glad we live in the US.
Yeah, me too. What did you mean about the deferred trial thing? What did you mean by that?
So he had a deferred sentence because he got sentenced for something a while back, and it was deferred out. And I don't know the specifics of it, but all
So
I
does
know,
that mean that like
his sentencing and everything was basically pushed back.
okay. But like does the deferred sentence come into play because was he allowed to do what he was doing?
He was allowed.
Okay.
The problem is that he was covering, the grooming gang. It was, dude, there's a lot of nuance to it. I don't think, basically it was contempt of court or interfering with something because he posted videos and commentary about what was going on with the live trial. So he got hit with the same charge and got 13 months in jail as a reporter covering the trial. And I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Whether you
I
agree with the guy
totally
or
no, no,
not,
no.
that's
I've
just fuck weird.
right, yeah. I heard that, and I heard all that stuff. So yeah, that's I am exceptionally glad to live here in America, uh, because it sounds like what happened to uh, Robinson was wrong. Now, but I just, but I don't. The reason why I don't want to make that opinion so fast is because I just don't know if what he did was actually wrong. Like if what like if he went into the situation knowing he was not supposed to. Now, I don't think it would warrant a fucking 13-month jail sentence, but whatever he did, uh, I don't know if like it was. I'm looking it up right now, but I heard some people say that like he knowingly broke the law, like he knowingly did something that was unlawful. Is that not true? Did I just hear something wrong?
I don't know. Is it? I don't know 100% their law, but is it unlawful to film or put the criminals' faces out in the public sphere? Because that's essentially what he did.
Okay. So basically, there's a trial going on, like a law trial going on, and he went in there and started filming.
He was outside. It was outside, and when the guys were being carted in, but he was arrested then for breach of the peace. That's what he was arrested for the other day. He he's been jailed for contempt of court is actually what it was. So they arrested him on breach of the peace and then pushed him to a contempt of court that it was his deferment was on contempt of court. So his contempt of court was deferred and pushed back for his trial time or his spending time in jail. But this judge, after he was, arrested for breach of the peace, decided to sentence him and push his time to now instead of having it because he had an actual date that he had to show up for, jail. So like they're
Okay.
like, okay,
What was that? What was that thing for? Do we know?
that was the contempt of court. That was the
Okay,
contempt of court. So he was actually recently
but
the rest that was up front was for breach of the peace.
okay, but he probably wasn't really breaching the peace. He was probably just out asking questions. I mean, sometimes like when you look at the videos of Tommy Robinson, he's just going around these protests and asking questions, and then things kind of get intense from there because his very presence evokes such a strong response from people.
Yeah.
And then things just get crazy. Although I would say that the one time that he went over to some part of somewhere, and there was a video where he punched the guy in the face, and I saw that, and I just thought to myself, damn, man, like you're going into these situations. Basically, what I'm saying, there might be a better way of handling these things. There might be Majid Nawaz isn't going around, deep into the trenches and then getting upset and then getting defensive and then punching people, even if it is in self-defense, which I believe it was. Do you think I'm off base on that?
No, I don't think you are at all. I guess it's in the way you handle yourself and in the way that you speak out against things. But then again, you're always going to piss someone off if you're saying, "Hey, our country is like not caring about the fact that these kids were all raped
Right.
and grooming
Absolutely.
ganged."
Yep. Absolutely. Yes. And I think that Tommy's intentions of wanting to bring more light to this insanity that's going on in those courts is absolutely fantastic. I think my only thing is that maybe Tommy kind of reminds me of one of my friends. He's just very, very vigorous and very in your face and kind of in the middle of the controversy. And now, does that mean he needs to get a 13-month sentence? No, I do not think that's what that means. But he's playing with fire. He's out there and he's making some noises, and I think that he got bit this time. Again, I don't justify it because I don't really know all of it, but I do have some opinions on Tommy Robinson, and it's that I think that he has good intentions. I think he sees a big problem happening, which is that this kind of very fast rise in the Muslim populations kind of coming into Europe. And I emphasize fast because it can't happen if it's, immigration can happen if it's slow and it's, methodical and thought out. But what's going on in Europe is very fast, and it's kind of, that's just not right. You don't do that shit to human beings. We're too tribalistic and stupid to like be like, oh my God. So people tend to freak out and stuff like that. So I like that he's, bringing attention to that.
Well, and especially when you have such cultural differences. If they were in their country, that wouldn't be an issue. The grooming gangs and shit like that is part of culture there.
Absolutely. Yes. And then we have, the governments trying to appease the Muslim population by giving them their own court systems.
Oh God.
I believe that's true, right? They have Sharia courts, many Sharia courts there.
I don't know if that's the case. I haven't dug that deep into it because I mean, the only reason I even dive into this situation is because this just seems so far off base. It's like, let's gag the whole media where they cannot speak out about Tommy or what's going on. What are they trying to hide? That's fucking weird, man.
Right.
And is it to protect the Muslim population because they're worried about hate crimes towards them? But how far do you go when there's a culture of people and they always use Asian? And if I was freaking of the like Japanese or Chinese or Korean Asian, I'd be pissed off that they were saying Asians are the ones responsible for these crimes over there.
Right. Yeah. And I think and there are Sharia courts, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Like, they're not like official, UK, this is a court of law, but it's an Islamic, facility that you walk into where all of the doctrines of Islamic theocracy has dominion over that particular space. For instance, a woman's testimony is half that of a man's, for instance. And that is totally going on in the UK, which is just absurd. It's just absurd. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. And Tizzy was saying Asian is how they refer to Pakis. Yeah, I understand that, but it's just like, why? It seems to be a shift of they don't want to actually say their either true nationality, their religion, anything like that, because they don't want to, they're so far left of everything these days that they don't want to actually put out there the kind of people who are doing this, Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's why I'm glad more so for people like Sam Harris who speak about Islam. Because I think the way Harris takes on the topic in Majid Nawaz, it's just more useful than someone like Tommy Robinson, just because maybe I shouldn't even be making these distinctions, but I think that maybe the reason why I'm making the distinction is that's just how I personally, I get so much more.
And that's the benefit of, like, that's who you would rely on to gain information from,
Right.
You would look to Sam Harris over like a Tommy Robinson because maybe he rubs you the wrong way or he goes about it in a different manner than Harris would.
Right. Well, the reason I go with Harris is because Harris is an intellectual and he's brilliant, and he would just, the way he breaks down, ideas is good. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's nice to hear some slight perspective, but then again, it's like you're not putting your foot in one court because one, you said it yourself. I haven't researched it enough or looked into it enough.
Yeah, I mean, I could be totally wrong, dude. Well, like what could have happened? Tommy may not have even done a damn thing illegal or wrong. or it might have been that the thing that was illegal shouldn't have been illegal. I don't, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'd rather have you be honest with your opinion instead of just being and backing popular opinion right now, you know?
Jumping on the bandwagon. Right, right, right. Yeah, I try not to do that at all.
Yeah. And so you brought up Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson throughout. So what was, because you brought it up, some people got frustrated with your most recent video on that. What caused it really? What out of that video shifted it?
Uh, yeah, some people did get a little frustrated. I woke up and the video was doing very well. And the response, I would say overall was very well. It has like 87, 88% of likes. So it's got about like 6,000 likes, but it's got about 1,000 dislikes. And when people dislike a video you made, they tend to tell you. So they tend to go into the comments and kind of, you know, and when it comes to the topic of religion or theism or atheism or and everywhere in between, typically from atheists you get a kind of, oh well, you're just not smart, you know, like you're dumb, or how could you possibly, it's this kind of intellectual hubris, not from all, because I would consider myself a soft atheist. um, not from all atheists. There are plenty of atheists who agreed with my video and thought it was. I got emails
Yeah.
of people telling me, "Dude, I am going through the exact same thing," and you know, I would consider myself an agnostic. I've been looking into some of the ideas, you know, in Buddhism and my need for community. I really need these things, and I'm just so glad somebody said it, you know. Uh,
Yeah, and
but
I think that seems to be something that is could piss people off.
Yep. Yeah, it did make a lot of people upset. Well, and it's funny because when I'm making the video, this was one of the videos that I was thinking, okay, this is just going to be smooth sailing, you know, like uh, it's not that. Well, there was a part of me who was, whenever I was like criticizing Sam Harris, both Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson have their fanboys, you know,
Yes.
and I kind of like to sit in the middle. I like both of them. Now, some people thought that I was like totally 100% with Jordan Peterson, but that's just not. First of all, that's not how the video was, because I spent like 3 minutes talking about how impactful Sam Harris's book "Waking Up" was on my mind, and it inspired me to go to a retreat, and you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So all I was saying was that, you know, there was an interest in certain questions that Sam, and again, I use these people as kind of almost metaphors. Sam Harris being the kind of more rational, you know, not really, doesn't resonate with, you know, religious ideas, and then Peterson being more of this kind of very open, and the way he explains religion is very interesting. So I kind of see them as two metaphors for on different not extremes, just opposites on this
Yeah.
topic. And you know, I made a video about my own experience and kind of how Sam or Jordan's emphasis on meaning was very resonated a lot with me. And so yeah, I mean, it was a very honest video. Um, but again, I love Sam. Like Sam Harris is, I like the way Sam talks more than Peterson, because Sam is like, but I even said that in the video. You know, I said Peterson's can be a little vague at times, and uh, but once his points do land, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I've dug into some Harris, I've dug into Peterson, and I'm almost in the same boat where I like what they're both saying. And you know, it's one of those things where it's just I, I can really dig what Peterson does for the simple fact that I mean he's almost like pushing this. Hey, you need to be a man in a world where they're trying to take away masculinity, you know?
Right. Yeah. He's very emphatic on that. And yeah, that's good.
And it's nice. I haven't had the chance to read his book. I mean, in all reality, it's a self-help book. And everyone wants to conflate it as something else and take out because he uses stories or similarities between lobsters and stuff, and that turned into a massive meme, and the fucking media who can't figure out what he's about because one, they don't know how to do research, jump up his
Oh my
ass.
God. I know. It's crazy. Dude, like I had always thought like that some of us are being a little hyperbolic on the media. Like obviously the media has massive problems,
Yes.
but I had always kind of had this thing in the back of my mind, and I still do in some instances, which is that said, many journalists have journalistic integrity, and they do their research, and they have so much more guidelines than people on YouTube or anything like that, which they do. But this stuff with Jordan Peterson, man, like they're just totally misrepresenting. They're calling him alt-right at every chance they get. They call Jordan Peterson alt-right. And if they only knew how his thinking process is the antithesis of alt-right thinking. He focuses on the individual. The alt-right hates the individual. They
Oh,
fucking hate.
they're
Yeah,
identity politics.
yeah, dude. And like fundamentally, they hate Jordan Peterson. The alt-right hates Jordan Peterson. If you're alt-right and the most important thing to you is white identity and the preservation of the white race, you fucking hate Jordan Peterson. And the media is like, oh, well, he's an alt-right darling. It's like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? And what they're actually doing, it's so dangerous because if Jordan Peterson is an alt-right darling and then these people see him talk and they're like, well, you know what? He's making a lot of sense. Maybe I'm alt-right, It's like,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that. Tell the truth. He is a classical, liberally minded person who is just very intense in the way that he speaks about certain things. And he's just very cut and dry, and he can be vague, but he's not fucking alt-right or like a
Oh,
darling to the alt-right.
well, they conflate him with the alt-right because he's he's right of the left, like the far left. Anyone nowadays who isn't super progressive, studying gender studies in college is now alt-right.
It's bizarre, man, because anytime like I put out a view, let's say on Twitter, let's say it's a criticism of the alt-right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think recently I said the alt-right is poison, something like that,
Yeah.
something to that effect. Dude, all of a sudden I'm a progressive SJW. Like it's not even that I'm just center right or all of that goes out the. I'm now somewhere on the left. Now this isn't everyone. I'm just saying in vague terms. I get called a Jew or I get called an SJW.
Yeah.
Just for saying that I don't like the alt-right.
Yeah, and that tends to be what it is if it's the same shit as what you get with the super progressives. You get, oh, you're an alt-rightist. But then you go over to the other side and you say, you know what, the alt-right, these nationalists, white nationalists, I apologize, are, a little crazy in their mindset. I don't know how they're going to accomplish these crazy ass goals. And you're now a progressive SJW. It's horseshoe politics, man. It's the horseshoe theory, and they say that it doesn't exist and that it's been disproven and stuff. But I'll be fucking damned. But there's too many similarities in the way they treat people for it to be not true,
Right. Well, I think it's the word. They get caught up on the horseshoe meme, and they're like, no, not horseshoe, not horseshoe, not horseshoe, not horseshoe. But because I have friends who are in the alt-right. Anybody who's in the alt-right will admit, as long as they're being honest, that yes, of course, there are there are similarities in the case that we value racial identity. Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's big differences on what race is and how that is and all that stuff. But yes, they value race. So do I. And that's a similarity right there. And it's not like I'm just grabbing, like I'm saying, oh, they both like steak. No. This is the fundamental similarity.
Yeah.
They both see race as paramount to their identity. That is the fundamental similarity.
Hmm.
And, so again, I'm not saying that they both like playing God of War or some, just stupid random thing, which is an amazing game. Did you like that game, by the way?
Oh, good stuff, man. I haven't beat it yet, so don't spoiler it.
I would not. I,
Okay,
I, I
cool,
am
cool.
so sensitive to that. I would never do that. So you still haven't, we're kind of getting off topic, but
No,
you
you're
still,
good.
so you still haven't beat it?
No, I honestly, with work and everything else and trying to get streaming going, I've been kind of distracted. I haven't even, I've probably played it for like 3 hours total and haven't picked up my
Oh,
controller. Not
wow.
only because not because it didn't grab me, because I bought it on launch night and it grabbed the shit out of me. It was an amazing game and just graphically it is phenomenal. But like distractions and trying to, do YouTube and stuff. So
Right. Well, I won't say anything about the story, um, but obviously you know that the gameplay is. What do you
oh,
think of the gameplay?
phenomenal. I really dig
Right?
it.
It's
Yeah.
so good, man. It's so good. Now, Ad Infinitum is calling us a couple of
Nerds.
nerds.
Yeah, I saw that.
Eh,
Obviously, you haven't looked at my catalog because I've had on a couple of comic book creators and other things on here, man.
nice. He's just playing.
Oh, I know. I
Um,
just like giving him shit right back. You know what, dude? Fuck you, ad.
yeah.
Your Mouthy's friend. Oh, that's the only slack you get.
But yeah, dude, yeah, I beat God of War about a week and a half ago.
Did you do side quests and stuff, or you just no?
No. I still have stuff to do that I can, but I just basically did the main thing.
Nice. Yeah. See, I
Um,
get hung up on side quests and those things, and it's just
you're one of
like,
those people. Okay, so you like
yeah,
you're
I like
all with it.
100% a game, dude, and I really deep dive a game once I have time.
Right. I'm more of like, let me just have this experience and and end it, and then go back and do stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, man, I would say I would give it like a nine, a 9 point, a nine
Nine,
point,
nine,
9 point,
nine, nine.
no, like a 9.3, like a nine
Okay.
point three.
Yeah. I think I honestly I really and my nerd's gonna come out a little more, but I really dig who they had play the voice because I used to
Mhm.
watch Stargate SG-1.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah, it's Tilk. It's the freaking guy with the freaking thing on his forehead.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I know what show you're talking about. I never watched it, but I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, I mean, right now I actually went out and I ordered a PlayStation 3, and I got two PlayStation 2 games. I got Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear
Nice.
Solid the third one. I forget, Snake Eater.
Dope. Both those games are great. Have you played them before?
I played the second one a long time ago, but I have never played the third one or the fourth one. So no spoilers.
Honestly, like I
You wouldn't even be able to explain it.
no, well, there's so much to it, but I just dig all of the Metal Gear because I'm a big Hideo Kojima, the creator.
Mm.
I'm a big fan of his shit, and I'm super stoked about his PS4 game that's supposed to be coming out that has
Death
Nor-
Stranding.
yeah, with Norman Reedus, dude. Oh, that looks so fucking creepy.
It does. It looks so badass. That game, and then Ghost of Tsushima is
Yeah.
is I think that it's all coming up for E3. There's another game. Oh, the Last of Us 2.
Hold on, when is E3? Is that in
It's in
early
like a
June, right?
week. No, it's in, well, actually, yeah. Early June. It's in like a week. It's in
Yeah,
like a week or 2 weeks or
yeah,
something like that.
12th to the 14th.
Right, and they're going to show Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2, and Death Stranding. And I'm pretty sure they'll have actual gameplay of Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima, because the last one they just had cutscenes, badass cutscenes, but
yeah.
you know, it was just kind of you know.
It seems like one of those games that is going to be so cinematic and just absorb the shit out of you, because you're going to be like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Like with Kojima, the dude he is my favorite. He's my favorite game creator. He's my favorite game director. Just what he does with games, he just knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing with gameplay. He knows what he's doing with music. And now he really knows what he's doing with graphics, or he's always known what he's doing with graphics.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you go back into his early career and you just look at the like the growth of his style from look at Metal Gear. The original Metal Gear was just, you're just like, what the hell is this? And then you get into like Metal Gear 2, and then you get into like the Solid series, and it was just like, damn, like how much thought would have to go into what I think he made a total of like probably about 12, 13 Metal Gear games if you go all the way from the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
And it'll be nice to see him shift to a completely new IP and see what he does with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, dude. Like, and it looks like he's got some weird story that's just been up his sleeve this whole time. Like, and I love that he'll be able to just start with something fresh, and it looks so fucking weird. Like people are, they have to hold their breath, and there's like babies that are going inside of you or something like that.
Right.
And like Kojima's sense of humor is also really good. Like he has a weird sense of humor that like is in his games.
Yeah, and oh man, there's just so much that guy has really done. When honestly, I mean, he's produced a few games, but when it comes down to it, Metal Gear's been the only thing he's focused on. Yeah, he did Snatcher and some of those other games from the late 80s, but like it's always been Metal Gear. And so it'll be nice. That's why when they talk that mentality of doing Silent Hill with him and Norman Reedus, I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking phenomenal. And then of course, you know,
I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that.
Oh, it was in
they were going to do.
They released a basically.
Is there a trailer?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find it. They released a like a short playable demo of it, and Norman Reedus was the character. Yeah.
Was it real gameplay from
the game that they were developing for
So it's like Kojima designed the gameplay?
Yeah. And so it was horror. It was horror because it was, you know, Silent Hill.
Did you play it?
I played the PT, which was the trailer. I mean, it was the playable teaser. So they used a true playable teaser to release the game. And so it was a first person perspective, and you were in basically you woke up in a haunted house, and you can only explore like the areas in the home and some corridors, but it was scary as shit because it wasn't just Kojima. It was who is that director? Del Toro. Guillermo Del Toro, the horror guy.
Dude, why the fuck did I not know this? That must have been why Del Toro was in the original trailer of Death Stranding.
Yeah, and I think he's actually going to end up being part of it, but they were doing that together, but you know, who is it? Is it Capcom? Who was it under? I don't know, whoever the studio was. It was whoever owns Konami. Is it Konami? I think it's Konami. Konami fucked over, you know, Kojima and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it would have been fucking phenomenal. It looked great, and you know, it would have not had any direct relationship to the original Silent Hills games, but it was going to be like a revamp of the horror genre for Silent Hill. And it would have been phenomenal because it looked amazing. And I don't know if it's still available, but it might be
Yeah, I
on
was
the
just gonna ask.
PS4. It was called PT. It was a playable teaser, and it was done on the Metal Gear engine and stuff. So it's got great graphics and stuff. It was just fucking creepy as
The
shit.
Fox engine?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and so it's super creepy. And
Well, so what do you think about the fact that now they've kind of canned that apparently, and now he's diving into this insane, weird Death Stranding thing with Norman Reedus? Del Toro's still in it. It looks
yeah,
like.
I think it's a good thing because we're getting another Kojima game since we aren't getting Silent Hills. Where the fact that we're getting an actual Kojima game without restriction behind him, being supported by Sony, and it's his own publication and studio, and you don't have to worry about some fucking back end shenanigans rushing him to get the game out.
Right, but what I don't like though is that you said that it was first person, so
Well,
Kojima made a first person game.
that was yeah the PT was first person, but it was survival horror, so first person view makes it
You have to, yeah.
more believable in
But did
horror.
it feel like a Kojima game or did it feel different?
It felt slightly different in the essence because I mean it was a mix of Kojima and Del
Del
Toro.
Toro?
Yeah,
Wow, so Del Toro actually, that's
yeah,
interesting.
in the
So
direction and style of the game.
so I wonder if Death Stranding is going to be, I hope it's not first person.
I'm a big fan of third person games, to be quite honest,
Yes, yeah,
especially shooters.
yeah, me too. Like I don't know if you heard, but I said uh, I hope it's not first person because if it's first person is just, especially if it's a Kojima game, like it's like he's just, I've never seen him make a first person game before.
I mean, shit, maybe he's wanted to do it for a while now.
Right, right.
It'd be interesting to see what he ends up doing with it because quite honestly, I mean, no matter what it is, it's Kojima, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Have you read if it's going to be first person or third person?
I haven't looked into it too much. I was waiting to see like actual launch footage and everything from E3 or whenever it comes around.
Right.
And speaking of June, so are you doing VidCon?
I am not doing VidCon. No. I thought about it. I'm going to do it next year.
Gotcha. Just for the getting late to it, or is it the travel or the trip for you?
Um, it's just I just have so much going on over here right now. Yeah, like I just have, because I don't like also with my videos, I also have like, commitments. I work with a lawyer dude and I'm always making videos for him and my sister's fiance, my soon to be brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I have like, I'm sober, so I have a lot of commitments here and friends here and family here that like just keeps me grounded. And I know that if I were to go to VidCon, it would just, not that it would, like I go out of town and do stuff, but I tend not to put myself in situations where, they're partying and drinking and doing drugs and stuff like that. Not that because even like I have roommates who drink, so I can be around it, but it's usually whenever I like go out of town and then people are drinking and stuff. So I just think I need a little bit more time and then I'll be able to do something like that.
Yeah, and since you brought it up, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been sober?
A little over 2 years this time.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so I've got and I've had like on and off sobriety for a while. I think I had like 3 months, and then I had 6 months, and then I had a year, and then I think I had like almost 4 years one time. And then I relapsed again. Now I have a little over 2 years. So dude, I've just been trying to stay sober since I was, 18, 17 years old. Been trying. because, I just did a shitload of drugs and just got in a lot of trouble.
Gotcha. And so, well, I mean, you pretty much put it out there. I went to jail.
Oh yeah, I did, man. I've been to jail 7 times.
Jesus.
Yeah,
For
and I
all on drinking or drugs and stuff like that?
Xanax. I was mainly Xanax. Like
Ooh.
anytime I would take a bunch of pills, I would end up in jail. I remember one time I woke up in jail. I didn't even remember what had happened because I had taken so much Xanax. And Xanax is a benzo. Do you know what
Yeah.
Xanax is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and typically you're supposed to take like 0.5 grams, or maybe you could take zero point 0.5,
Yeah.
or maybe you could take 1 gram. So I would take like 5 to 10 grams of these pills. I would drink a whole lot on it, smoke weed, and just go out and see what would happen. And
Jesus.
yeah, man. And I would sometimes I would even get behind the wheel sometimes, and I've gotten fights with police officers. So I actually have, but I've never had like a violent charge, because actually the cop that I got in a fight with was on my neighborhood and like knew my mom and stuff. And so
Jesus.
so he was like, well, your boy tried to fight me. And and I didn't try to fight him, but he was like coming at me, and apparently we got in a tussle, some kind of tussle or something like that. And he ended up dragging me, and I had flip flops on, and he dragged me to the police car. Again, I don't remember this. This is what my friends say. And he puts me in the back of the cop car, and then he goes, and my feet are bleeding because he had to drag me.
Oh.
And he goes up to my friends and he goes, what is he on? And all of my friends go, man, I don't know. I think he's sober. I don't know. And they go, why? Why do you ask? And they go, because he's already passed out in the back of the car.
Oh, shit.
So I was already passed out. Again, it's not funny at the time, and I've
No,
but right now it's hilarious because
you look back on it and you've owned it, and that's why you're aiming at the sobriety.
Right, exactly. But I remember waking up in a cell, and my feet were all bloody, and like my nails were. It was so bad, and I was like, "What the fuck did I do?" Because I was just in a jail cell, and I had no idea why I was there. I started freaking out. I started thinking, "Did I fucking hurt somebody? Oh my god! What did I do?" So I'm banging on the door. And finally, a cop comes up there. He's all chill. He's like, "Yes, what do you want?" And I'm like, "Sir, what did I do? What did I do? Please tell me what I did." And he's like, "You got a resisting arrest charge and a DUI." And I was like, "Thank God, thank God I didn't hurt anybody."
Yeah.
But like, if anybody else got that news, they would be like, "Holy shit, my whole life is over." But I'd already gotten in so much trouble that it was just like, okay, that's just more stuff I'm gonna have to tell a future employer.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I guess it takes hitting rock bottom really bad. I have had family members go through way crazier drugs, like meth and shit, like in
Oh
in
wow.
in the past, like and watch them spiral, and it took them hitting massive rock bottom before they fix their life, you know?
Yes, yes, I that's what it takes. It's funny because the bottom can just keep getting lower and lower. Like you just kind of keep digging.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just insane.
So did you start out with Xanax, or did you start when it comes to drug wise? Did you start on like opioids and then shift to Xanax? Because I know don't they have similar chemical reactions in the body?
They're not similar, not opiates and benzos. Benzos are a psychoactive
Well,
drug.
they're meant for what? Depression in the real use, right?
Well, Xanax is meant for anxiety,
Gotcha. That's what I
and
mean.
and it kind of tears away at your frontal lobe, so it just kind of kills your inhibitions and makes you feel better. Uh, and opiates are more for pain, like
Yeah,
physical
pain
pain.
management and stuff. But
Right.
did you start with opioids, or did you just go to Xanax first?
Actually, I mean, the first thing that I did was I drank was the first thing that I actually did. And I remember I was like 13 years old. And also opiates, I was allergic to them, so I never got into the heroin. Or I mean, I've done heroin, but I never got like really into it because it always made me feel sick. Like, just didn't like it. But I remember the first time that I drank, I was really young. I was probably like in eighth grade, seventh grade, something like that. And I got fucked up at a party. And as soon as I got drunk, I was like, this is the shit. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to do it the rest of my life. It's amazing. And I just really, really liked it. And after that, I was always thinking about, like, it would be in the back of my mind, like, man, I can't wait till the next time I can drink, just get drunk. You know what I mean? And I'm a little eighth grader or a little seventh grader.
Jesus, that young,
Yeah,
huh?
man. Yeah, that's true. But oh yeah, Tizzy says I never do drugs or drink. This dude's fucked up on every stream I do, man. But yeah, I remember I was really into the drinking, but I told myself I'm just gonna drink. I'm never gonna like do drugs or anything like that because drugs are bad, and that's just not what I'm gonna do. So I kept I would drink every now and then I remember I was in high school. I was in either the 10th or the 11th grade, and my friend would always come in high on Xanax. He would always do that. He'd just be real, like, super, super chill and kind of mumble all of his words and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just, you know? And I remember I always looked at him kind of like, damn, man, he's always coming in here fucked up. And then one day he comes in and he goes, hey, man, do you want one? You want a Xanax? And I said, yeah, sure. And as soon as I tried it, it was like bliss. It was like everything was perfect. And I said, hey, dude, can I have another one? And he goes, yeah. And then after that, he like made me pay for them, and I didn't remember anything. And so, yeah, after that, I was, basically just really going hard on the pills.
Yeah, and so you went from going into it that young to getting clean multiple times, and this is one of your most sure states, like you're most focused on your sobriety now.
I love the way you put that. What's your name, or what do I call you? Gluck?
You can call me Luck, AG, whatever.
Luck? Okay. Well, dude, I love the way you put that. Is this like your most sure time? I love that, because the thing about addiction is it's like, it's hard to tell. Right now, I can assure you I have no intention of ever using drugs again. But I've said that before, and I've felt the way I've felt now before too. Like just never want to do it again, and I don't want to ever do it again. But it's a tricky little beast. Like, addiction is just a weird little. It's just a weird little thing. Like, and anytime I touch anything, it's like it's on. Like, if I were to have a little bit of, if I were just to have one shot, let's say, of tequila, oh my God, bro, it is on. Because usually by that time, I will have rationalized that it's okay to drink again. And then once I start drinking, I'm in that whole mindset of, okay, let's get the benzos again. So I start going to doctors. Like, in the later stage of my addiction, my drug dealer was a psychiatrist. I would just tell him, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling this way. Say, okay, we can do this, but that's not what I would want. So I would just push him in the other direction. Or I would tell him, you know what? I actually already tried that and it didn't work. Can we please try something else? You say, well, we can try Klonopin. And I say, those make me a little too sleepy. Can we please try something else? Say, we could try Seroquel. I say, no, sir, I did that already. Please. Say, oh, well, we could do Xanax. And I said, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. And so you're able to kind of manipulate doctors. They know you're manipulating them. They know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. They're not blind to it at all. And it seems like they're so willing to get to that extreme and let people control the situation,
Yep. Some of them really are. Some of them are just like, I'm here to fill a quota. I got these amount of pills from these, corporations I got to sell. If I get somebody who comes in here and he doesn't want to bullshit me, then I'll just give you whatever you want. Now, there are many other psychiatrists. There's no fucking way that I'd be able to get away with that. They would just be like, what are you talking about, dude? No, I'm not going to give you Xanax. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, they're really genuine about it. But it's usually the psychologists who are more, because they're the ones who actually talk to you. Like Jordan Peterson, he's a psychologist. He's the person you go in there and you're like, hey, dude, my day's going shit, and he actually sits there and listens to you and talks to you. But a psychiatrist, they got the pen and the pad.
Yeah.
And, they're just waiting. Okay, what does this guy need? He's sad. Okay, take some Zoloft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Someone was asking, Mr. Dangus, what was the start of your use? Was it social anxiety?
No, I would say the start of, wow, man, that is such a good question.
Well, you started in when you were in middle school. So was it just
Yeah,
experimenting?
that was just like my friends are doing it. I wanted to do it because just kind of wanted to. Um, yeah, just to kind of do it. And then when I did it, I realized it was like amazing, and I just wanted to always do it. But I would say I've been curious. I just wanted to try it. I just wanted, like the Xanax, I just wanted to try it. And, marijuana, I just wanted to try it. Ecstasy, I mean, all the drugs. The only thing that I haven't done is like meth and peyote. But
Thank
like,
God you stayed away from meth. That shit is
oh,
fucking
dude, thank God. Because
just
I was,
watching family members go through that shit. Because I never really got into any heavy drugs. I smoked weed occasionally when I was younger. My worst vice right now is I fucking smoke cigarettes, and I hate myself for it, but I enjoy it. Like
I
I
see,
enjoy
yeah.
going out and having a cigarette and some coffee.
Absolutely. Yes, I smoke cigarettes too. I've been on and off on those. And in my view, it's better than the alternative, but there should be no alternative. I should just stop smoking and stop rationalizing it that way. But yeah,
But it's also near impossible to completely kill an addiction without picking up another one of some sort.
yeah,
You
that
get
is
into a healthier addiction, you know?
that is kind of how the game goes. That's why AA is like a place where basically they say, okay, you have got an intense addiction. We have to switch these things and make you essentially a religious person. Essentially, you have to be devoted. You have to want to help people and turn your will in your life over to the care of others, become a part of a community,
Yeah.
confess, be honest, be open, write down what you've done wrong, make amends to the people you've hurt. Like the 12 steps of AA is about making you act religiously. And that's the replacement. You know what I mean? And it's a great replacement because it can make it so fulfilling where you're like, damn, not only am I not doing drugs now, I'm helping people and
Yeah.
I'm like, apologizing for things I've done wrong. Damn, things are going great. Like this works.
Yeah, and was it hard for you when you first came into the program and started your steps, was it rough on you to let people know about that? Like how hard was it to talk, like be open about your addiction and admit you had an addiction? Because I like I said, I've seen family do it, and it was one of the hardest things for them to do because then they realized that they had to give it up.
Okay, so you mean like, do you mean was it hard for me to tell other people like I felt ashamed, or do you mean like was it hard for me to actually realize I was addicted because then I would have to give it up?
A mix of both, because if you don't own that you're addicted and you can't talk to people about it,
Mm.
you would never take the steps, you know?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. For myself, I remember there was just one day in the very beginning where, well, actually, I actually got caught with cocaine in 10th grade or something because I was always getting in trouble. And after that, I went to a long-term treatment center, and I was kind of relatively. I've always been an very open person, so I've always been comfortable talking about anything,
Yeah.
insecurities, whatever. I don't really care. I'm very open and just kind of lay everything out on the table. Um, Dose Vault said, "AGLuck is it?"
As
Did
a
you
co-
see it?
yeah, as a cock addict. Yeah, so that's
I
my
just saw that
as
randomly. That
much
was funny.
as much as he's fucking around, that's one of my really good personal friends, and he
Nice.
actually helps with the channel a lot. But the funny thing is he just loves fucking ripping me apart, so it's all good. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's addicted to fat bitches, so it's okay.
Nice. See
especially
that is
fat,
that.
especially fat feminists.
Ah, okay. Well, that's a good switch. If you're going to switch to anything from an addiction, it should be really fat feminists. Then, ugh, God,
Right?
yeah, that just sounds terrible on
especially
so many
when
levels.
especially when he's like center right leaning, and it's like
Right.
oh dude, like I
Well, he's a Nazi to her.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I got blocked by her on Facebook, and well, she had hairy legs too. He actually made her shave.
Oh, is this true?
It's 100% true.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that. Wow.
No, 100% true. Like, no, he's not really addicted to feminists, but he dated this chick, found out she was a feminist. She was pulling all these crazy, not dated. He was fucking around with this chick, found out she was a feminist, and she literally had like a lot of leg hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, well, look,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not into that. I mean, oh my God, he said he shaved her legs. Wow, this is a very interesting person. So he got involved with a really overweight
she wasn't
feminist.
that fat, but she was she was overweight for sure. But she was one of those girls who it's like if you saw her social media, the first thing you would say is feminist. Like just based on the shit she posts, she's anti Second Amendment, she's anti all this garbage and stuff,
Did she have colored hair or no?
I don't remember. I'm sure he'll
If
answer
she
for
if
us.
she had color, yeah, tell us if she had. Oh, Seneca. Seneca, hold on. Seneca said this. He said this is exactly the caliber of intellectual discourse I've come to expect from Mouthy Buddha.
you
Yep.
Oh, she just had blonde hair. Oh, okay. Did she have any dye or anything in it? I don't remember. But so this chick, she adds me on Facebook, and then knows where I stand on thing, has watched my videos, and gets mad when I start calling her out on her fucking bullshit.
Right.
And she ended up blocking me because like she was going off on about it was like probably about a week or two after Parkland. She was talking about all that stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I'm like, do you even know what AR stands for and all these other things? And she's just like, I really pushed her to the limit when I told her. I think I just fucking called her. I called her out and I'm like, do you even know what an assault rifle is? And then she didn't give the proper answer, like the actual answer, and just pushed her too far. And I just kept pushing, trying to trigger the fuck out of her, and finally did. And she blocked me. And I'm like, hey, dude, ask her why she blocked me. And she's all, I thought it'd be interesting to have him follow him and see what he says, but it just turned out to be annoying. And apparently she's blocked him since then too, because he's no longer hitting that. So, and he has nothing to do with her. So,
Wow. God, that is just wow. Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Des Vault. Yeah, Dea's Vault. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucking weird situation because like this is and I'm giving
hold on
a little.
A second. I have one question.
Yeah.
So does he like fat chick or fat overweight women?
No, I think it's just you got to slay a few dragons sometimes,
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. He says she's a Jew and defended Palestine, and I posted a pro-Jew post, and I think she blocked me due to that.
She's actually Jewish too.
Okay, so but she's a Jew, but she feels for the Palestinians. That's interesting. So she's all the way just completely feminist, indoctrinated.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's not like she went to college to get indoctrinated. I have no idea where it came from because this girl didn't even graduate high school.
Oh no. See, that's not good.
Yeah, because her arguments hold no weight. She's just spewing fucking.
She's basically one of those people who says you are reinforcing the patriarchal systemic oppression of people of color for simply existing and being a man, being a white man.
Yeah, you're a white male.
Yeah, that's
Fuck,
kind
dude.
of what it breaks down to, and that's oh, he said I like them dumb. Man.
Oh shit. Well, I guess that makes it easy. And if you're dealing with someone who's a feminist, that's I guess that's you can't get much dumber than that, right?
Well,
Jeez.
you're
I
right.
mean, in
I
all
understand.
regards
See
to the
now,
crazy, the
see
crazies.
now my political steelman radar honest representation thing is going off, and in my view, there are many feminists who, and I don't like feminism, but there are some who at least include men in their interpretations. So
Yes.
they'll talk about some of the problems in society that women face, and then they'll say and there's also some stuff about men, and they'll talk about the court systems and stuff like that. So those are the feminists that I like
Yeah, yeah,
because
like Christina Hoff Sommers.
yeah, Christina Hoff Sommers. That's a good example.
Yeah, I can dig what she's getting at, and she doesn't push the "you're just bad because you're a male" bullshit. I'm talking about the intersectional feminists who are just hate
Yeah,
everyone that's not a person of color, even if they're not a person of color, they hate themselves.
yeah, they're it's like they have all of this empathy because typically people with a lot of empathy are more left leaning or
Yeah,
and they have all this empathy but then they use it all up on people of color and they don't have any more for white people. Like they 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 get mad at white people, so it's just don't even get me started on all that nonsense.
but yeah, man. So I know you said you only had time for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes. So, um, what we've been all over the fucking place from
I
video
mean, we have,
games
dude.
to feminism.
I'm enjoying this conversation, dude. We can go for a little bit longer if you want
Okay,
because
perfect.
it's just, I like that. It's not serious, dude. It's not fucking talking about, race and oh
Debating
my
something
God,
or
debating something and
yeah,
all this nonsense. We're just chilling, dude. We were talking about God of War and shit. Like,
yeah.
I liked that. I liked that.
I think that's the one thing that I enjoy doing because you know what? Like, okay, even if let's say I was a fucking a far leftist, but if I can have a conversation on equal grounds with someone about whatever, if it's video games, it's video games, or if it's something else, like everyone has something that they like with another shitty person, you know?
Right. Am I the shitty person in this?
Oh no, no,
No,
not at all.
I'm playing with you.
No.
But it's funny because Seneca actually was talking about internet internet love sports,
Uh-huh.
and he told me about this, and I just at first I thought, dude, this will get memed to hell. But I think that's kind of the point, which it would be to have a live stream and find people who are politically opposed, but then dive into video games like what you and I were just
Yeah.
doing. Talk about the Death Stranding's about to come out or whatever, and yeah. So, but here's the thing: it's just I don't think it would. People don't want to see people having they want blood. You know what I mean? They want blood, and I don't like that. That's why like my most recent content has been universal and more for everyone, just for everyone. I'm trying to bring people together, dude. I'm trying so fucking hard, and I just get called a Nazi. I just get called a fucking Nazi by these people. Not everyone, but there's I woke up and again my video kind of took off and it was getting watched by a lot of people. And one of my buddies not emailed me, but DM'd me and said, "Hey, dude, your video's floating around Reddit, and a bunch of people are calling you a Nazi." And I was like, "Dude, come on, dude, leave me alone with that." Because here's the thing about it's just I just hate it when I get called that. Now, a lot of people it doesn't matter, and it didn't matter to me before either. But the reason why I don't like it is because they think that I actually am. Like they saw my Jewish question series and, oh, you said this one thing and it sounded like that and I didn't like it. And it's like, dude, that was, I'm not going to get into it now because I've talked about it way too much, but it's just, unless you want to, but I don't.
Well, no, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you can make a video about something and not be you could about a topic and have your perspective and have some stuff infiltrate into that perspective, but does it make you a Nazi or, a progressive or whatever, a fascist, a communist, whatever, just because you talk about a topic that tends to lean that way?
Right. And what I don't like is that it's like a Nazi is a bad person. A Nazi is a person who doesn't care about people. And that's not who I am. I care about people. I care so much. I care deeply. I care too much. It almost kind of,
You're highly empathetic.
I am, dude. I am like massively empathetic. I am the opposite of what a Nazi would be. So when there's these groups online that like they'll say, "Oh, by the way, this guy's a Nazi," and then it gets like to the top of Reddit, I'm like, "Fuck, man. These people don't get it. They don't understand who I am." And not only is it that they don't understand who I am, they think I am the most fucking deplorable thing ever. Like they think I like Hitler. And it's like,
Well,
no.
Well, and then you look at that example, like we were talking about earlier, with them calling Bunty a white supremacist. It's the same
Oh
thing
my God, yeah.
because he has a conversation with people on his channel who may be more right or they may be, associated with the alt right. But the only way to put down a person's thoughts are to challenge them and have a conversation about them.
Right, dude. I mean, look, man, everyone needs to chill out and just smoke some weed. I won't smoke because I just
You,
don't. I'm sober, but
you
I
got your
would.
cigarettes and coffee.
Right, I've got my cigarettes. I got my coffee. Y'all can have your weed. I'll have, what's that thing where you smoke it at? Okay, I'll have my hookah or
There you
something.
go.
I'll go to a
Okay.
hookah bar and we'll just chill, dude, and just calm down and God, I just get so exhausted with the West is declining and the Paul Joseph Watsons, and I'm just so tired of it. I'm just so fucking tired of it, man. It's
Well, and
just it's so
that's the
annoying.
whole problem is like, okay, you have these opposite ends of the spectrum. And it's like, how many of you have actually had a conversation with someone who is like a Richard Spencer or someone who's an actual white nationalist and then have a super progressive like commie? Have they ever had a conversation? Or do they just take whatever they hear and are told about the other people?
Right. Very, very good point.
Well, they don't. They don't have a conversation because how are you gonna challenge a person's ideals? And a good example was the Warski show where you had Sargon and who was it that challenged
Sargon and Richard Spencer?
Sargon versus Richard Spencer and then what? Who else was on there? Millennial
Sticks,
Woes?
Dick, Sex, and Ham.
Was it Sticks?
I think it was right. It was
I'd have to double
Sargon,
look.
Spencer, Sticks, and I think Woes got on there too. That was a shit show.
Yeah, and that's
Yes.
that's the
Yeah.
thing is it's like it's one of those things where they're debating they're and whether or not they're more centrist like classical liberals
Right.
versus the neo like
And
the
yeah.
the white nationalists.
Right. And did you know that Millennial Woes was bisexual?
Really?
Yes.
How does that work if they believe in what they are supposed to believe in with white nationalism? Isn't it about to spread your seed to as many white women and impregnate them as much as you can?
Yeah. But I mean, dude, it's fine with me. I mean,
Oh
I'm cool
no,
with
he
it.
can do whatever he wants, but it's
Right.
like,
But you're
wouldn't you
talking
think
about
he would
like,
get people in his movement would be fucking massively mad at him for that?
that's what I thought, because I only saw it the other day. I was on Twitter and there was this video that I forget who shared it, But I was looking at it and it was woes, and I clicked on it, and he was like talking about, well, I am attracted to men, but just not as much as women. And I was like, oh wow, I had no idea. And now he has like the gay flag for his thing, and so I think he's like came out now. I'm pretty sure. I don't, or maybe he's doing that in irony, but yeah, I saw that and I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, he's bisexual. I had no fucking idea. And you're like the head person for the alt-right. What is up with this? Richard Spencer is gay, I promise you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Greg Johnson, who sounds just like Richard Spencer. Isn't that crazy? Like, Greg Johnson and Richard Spencer are like the same person. Like, they sound exactly the same. And Greg Johnson's gay. He's open about it. Nick Fuentes is mixed race.
Yeah, he's Hispanic, isn't he?
I believe so, something like that. Tara McCarthy is mixed.
She's being shoved out though, dude. She was talking about it the other day where she's like, I don't know if the alt-right's the place for me.
She said that?
Yeah. Someone, who was it that was fucking talking about it the other day? It might have been Ralph Retort, and one of those was talking about it, where she was straight basically like saying that they don't want me as like any kind of figurehead. They just want me to be able to produce white babies. And it's like, what did you expect from them?
Do you know what's happening here? This is a perfect example of why we need to allow women, just stop telling women what to do, dude. Chill out with that. Like that is perfect example. The Tara McCarthy was this person who, gosh, she said some creepy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Such creepy stuff. But she was a person who was in the alt-right, and then all of a sudden, a lot of the alt-right was like, hey, make some babies. And she was like, I don't like being told that. And then they told her again and again and again. And then there was this huge piling at one point that was just like, fuck Tara McCarthy. She's not trad. She's not trad, All these fucking people, dude, are so unokay with how other people just want to live their lives. Now, I'm not saying that we just toss out all standards, but as a kind of general principle, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. And,
and that's why they should be. It's like, okay, if it doesn't affect my life and you're not trying to force your ideology or whatever down my throats, I don't give a fuck. Have whatever views you want.
Yeah.
Do exactly. You. But the once you start telling me that it's because I'm white, or it's because I'm a guy, or it's because of anything else, you're interfering with me. You're interfering with what I want. So that's when I'm going to come back and say something. But if you just shut the fuck up and fight for your goddamn feminism, my alt-rightness, my white nationalism, whatever. White nationalism, never going to happen. Sorry. That's just a matter of fucking truth. And your feminism and women running the world and everything else, well, when they start working 41.5 hours a week, then you can bitch to me about the pay gap. I don't need to fucking hear this shit all the fucking time.
I know, man. I know. Everyone just needs to live, or stop talking about the world and and just go out and do shit with your friends. Just like all these people who are saying this stuff have like really good, like regular lives. They're able to go outside, get in their car, go get some food, come back home, play a video game, watch Netflix. You know what I mean? Like their regular life is so chill. And this is something Bunty King always goes back to. And people get, like, the alt-right doesn't like it because it's such an anecdotal, right? It's such an anecdotal micro point. But I like those points because it gets to the human experience, which is that most of us are living good lives. And, we latch on to these narratives, and then, we hear some stupid feminist say something stupid on Twitter and say, oh, look, she said this, fucking, this helps my narrative. And I just see it all, dude. I see it all. It's just a bunch of, just a bunch of bullshit.
Hold on, is Vlad talking to us or
I don't know. I saw that too. Hold on. Vlad said, laugh aloud. Oh, I think I know Vlad. I think this is one of my people.
I'm not
He
sure
said,
if you guys are just deluded or something about how the government works. You realize what taxes, debt, poverty, and injustice is. I also
oh, but
realize, and I'm gonna give you my answer since you're new to me, and this isn't me being an asshole. I also realize that here in the United States we have equal outcome. I mean, equal chance of opportunity by law. You do not. No one has any positive treatment, negative treatment. There's opportunity for everyone. It doesn't matter what color you are, what injustice you're served. Everyone has shitty lives. We all struggle at some point. And it's like this. Are you going to cry about it all day and say, everyone hates me because of my skin color, because of my gender, because I have a penis but boobs? Who gives a fuck? Get your ass out there, go to college, work hard. Oh, I can't afford college. There's grants, motherfucker. There's loans, motherfucker. Get off your ass and do something with it. And if you say, "Oh, it's because I'm held down by this or that," who cares?
yeah, man. I mean, in general, and Vlad says, keep dreaming, but there are so many laws preventing whites from living in their own space and so many laws violating men's rights in divorce courts you couldn't imagine. Can I respond to that?
Go for it.
Okay, Vlad, I'm just not in the mood, man. I'm just not in the mood. Now, Vlad, I'm sorry, dude. I'm just not in the mood. Now, trust me, dude, I've been through a lot. Okay, I've been through a lot. All right, I've been through my fair share of troubles. All right, but don't put all that stuff on me right now. I don't like men's rights and divorce court. I don't put all that on me right now.
And there's shit that's always going to be issues, and that's why you have to fight for them and stuff like that.
Oh,
and you're a smart ass, Vlad.
Now I feel bad because he put a smiley face. I feel bad.
If whites want their own spaces, I have the sound word of advice. Buy a fucking island, pull all your money together because you're the super privileged, right? In the eyes of the fucking left, you should have your, pull out your white privilege card that they think we have and go ahead and, go and swipe it for an island and then fucking make your home country there. I'm being hyperbolic and a smartass, but if you want the US to be white or your country to be white, there's examples of that in the UK and you can just move there. Like the US is never going to be a spot for just a certain race or a certain people. It's just not going to be.
Dude, things are changing, man. Things are changing. And I mean, that's just how it's, I mean, you can blame it on whatever you want, but things are changing. And yeah, it's such a vague thing to say, but it's so true. What is
that? Deus Volt. He's all, I have a green card, homie. Essay dog. Yeah.
Okay, Vlad. Well, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Vlad said, "History will tell. People like me who are active, unlike you guys who are tired, will make the history in my view." Vlad, dude, hold on, Vlad. I have done a lot, man. I've done a lot. I have a small platform, but I think I use it in a way that is, and now I'm much more responsible with what I say. So it's just right now. I'm just not in the mood right now to like get into, I'm not in the mood to get into the divorce courts and men's rights or all that stuff. I'm just not in the mood.
Oh, believe me, you can look back at my channel. You've seen that I've put out videos that are, talking in men's rights issues and stuff like that. And it's like, right now, me and Mouthy, we're having a chill stream talking to each other about shit that we don't know about each other and fucking finding common ground. And I mean, we lean to the same side, but
right.
It's like, man, it's the end of a holiday weekend here in the US, man. And I'm sitting in my house, chilling, drinking my fucking Baja Blast soda, and I'm having a good time here just chatting.
Yeah. Seneca just said, "Hey, Mouthy, make Vlad your first guest on Internet Love Sports live stream."
Oh no, you're good. You can bring up whatever you want, Vlad. And it's just don't assume that people who want to just, take a and relax once in a while aren't gonna make a change in the world. So I'll tell you this, man.
Well, I would hope that, like, let's say we're playing a video game or we're doing something fun, and then Vlad would be like, "Yeah, but the divorce courts." We're like, "Oh shit, put that on me right now! Come on, man."
You're like, God damn it! I'm in the middle of playing Death Stranding. Fuck! I was so absorbed. Now the courts,
the court system, dude. And I'm not like, just, I mean, it is a big deal. Like they are.
Oh, it is. There's massive issues, and
right.
That's why we make produced videos or have conversations on a night where we're not just fucking chilling.
Right.
And the conversation's been all over the place. It hasn't been all jokes and fun. It's been serious. We've talked about fucking addiction. We talked about Robinson, Harris, Peterson, all over the place. And, sometimes when you just want to start relaxing and interacting with the audience, it's like,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I personally am in marketing. I'm in marketing. I focus in digital marketing. I will never say where or who I work for because I do not want people to use that against me.
Oh, nice. Do you enjoy that? Do you like marketing?
Yeah, dig it, man.
That's what Bunty King does too, right?
Yeah, he's in marketing as well. And my focus was digital. And that's been always my focus is I've worked for firms in the past and stuff where like we worked for auto manufacturers and other stuff. Like I actually worked for a firm that handled all of BMW North America's email marketing and digital marketing campaign and stuff. And so that's kind of where I started out after college. And it was one of those things where I enjoyed it. And I was like, I could go back to school, do something else if I don't like it. And I've dug it.
Right.
So I stick with it.
This Seneca said that he's a shirt merchant. Seneca is actually making shirts, and he's doing a good job on it. I've actually been thinking about making shirts. You know how to make shirts, right?
Yeah, I'm using Teespring.
Well, yeah, that I think that's something that Seneca talks about. I've been thinking about making shirts or like mugs. I still haven't. I know that if I did, I would make a badass like 60-second video like on my channel of just revealing these things in the coolest way. It would be like,
well, you have the editorial way of doing it. And you know what? I might have to fucking poach you to fucking create something awesome for me. And I'll just give you some money for doing it.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to.
Cause I can't. And that's one thing I came into telling you about. I was like, dude, I cannot get over how well produced your shit is.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how I don't know. I just kept going and trying to get better.
Yeah.
And my first inspiration was, as I said, AIU, even though him and I have just completely fallen apart because he made a video misrepresenting me and totally thinking that I made the video about him. It was weird. He is the most egotistical person. He is one of the most egotistical people on the platform. It's an odd kind of narcissism he has. It really is a narcissism. Like it's genuine narcissism. If there's anyone you want to see on the platform of YouTube as an example of narcissism, go to Atheism is Unstoppable, and you'll see, man, this guy really is into himself in a way that is so weird. And at first I was like, yeah, but it's cool because that's kind of just who he is, But yeah. then later on down the road, it was just like, okay, this isn't really, I don't like this anymore. And then after that, he made a video responding to a video that I had made about how these YouTube algorithms might be somewhat responsible for the rise in the so-called dissident right, and that these algorithms are pushing videos in a way that you could posit that it has created these intense online political communities. And I barely referenced AIU in like one part of it. And he was right next to Sam Harris and Christopher Hitchens. It was like a good thing. You know what I mean? but he interpreted it completely wrong and just flipped the context and was like, "Oh, this guy Mouthy is." So now I'm on the opposite end of AIU, and I was like, "Oh my god, things have come completely full circle." Like, he was my initial inspiration to start making videos. Now I've made videos. I'm on his radar, and he's attacking me. So ever since then, I'm just like, God, this guy. It just because it was so dishonest, or
Yeah.
maybe not dishonest. Maybe the better word is lazy. You know, he wasn't really taking the time to figure out what I said. You know.
Yeah, and someone asked, and this kind of ties into what you were saying. Sorry to sidebar.
No, that's fine.
Someone was asking what books you would recommend. I tossed out Sam Harris Waking Up because you have actually spoke about that in a video and how it actually impacted you. So I threw it out there for you.
Absolutely, yeah. I have a book, one of my favorite books. Seneca really, really also likes this book. It is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It's a gorgeous book. It's high fantasy. It's written in just pure poetry, the way this guy writes. And just ask Seneca; he really likes the book. But yeah, that's let's see, what else. I honestly also like the Harry Potters. I read them, like, I'll go back and read them when I get nostalgic.
Yeah, I ran through those. Anything nonfiction you would recommend besides Sam Harris?
Yes. I like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Okay, now that's kind of a hard thing to read because it's weird. I'm sorry. Let's see, what else? I mean,
because it's weird. I'm recommending. He asked for things that could expand his knowledge, not things that were gonna freak him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And by the way, Deus Volt says he doesn't read fictional work like the Quran.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big reader, dude. I mean, if you name some stuff, I would say whether or not I read it, but I just can't really think of any. Well, I mean, I've read all of Sam Harris's books, and Sam Harris is like such an easy person to read. The way he writes, it's so easy and to the point and just direct. He omits needless words, and he's just such a good writer, man. You're like, reading Sam Harris is like, okay, I get it. You just get it.
Yeah. It's an easy grab.
Right. Jordan Peterson is the complete opposite. It's like, whoa, hold on, wait, what did he just say there? Now, what did he just say there? And a lot of people think that, oh, well, that means he's a fraud. And it's like, no, he's a little different. You know, he's a little different. Like, he's going to talk about a lobster in the first chapter, and you just got to follow it and go with where he's going to go, you know?
Yeah, right.
You know, so, yeah. But that's another book, 12 Rules for Life. You could.
Yeah, I think that's getting a lot of good play. And it seems like, because I picked up and I read like the first chapter, and I'm like, I can read this. But in all rights, if you're the kind of person who can't read self-help, it's kind of gonna be hard because it's written in the self-help manner. Yeah, there's stories and analogies and stuff, but I mean, in true, it's self-help.
Right, and I would say another one that is by Janine Roth. It's called Feeding the Hungry Heart, The Experience of Compulsive Eating. And it's from the author of the #1 New York Times bestseller, Women, Food, and God. And let me see here. May I read you the first paragraph?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh, fuck.
Did you lose the first paragraph?
No. This is it's just hard to get there because I'm like at the introduction and shit. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Binging. You can never get enough of what you don't really want. Now that's true.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just going to read this one paragraph and then I'll leave it at that. So I was in high school, 11th grade. It was in the late 60s. My friend Marilyn and I had a sleepover date at my house. My parents and brother were going out, so no one would be home. Late that afternoon, we went to a local delicatessen and bought fried chicken breasts, shrimp salad, crab meat salad, potato pancakes, niches, I don't know what that is, stuffed cabbage, and rice pudding. Next, we stopped at the local ice cream hangout and asked the man to hand pack 3 of our favorite flavors. And this is boring as fuck. That's not really what I wanted. But basically, it talks about basically, it talks about, you know, you gotta eat. You gotta eat. And sometimes when you eat, you can't stop. And I really know what that's like as an addict. Talking about like switching the addictions, I've switched to food, man.
Really?
I mean, oh yeah. 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 Like big time. Yeah.
And I think people, well, that and your appetite comes back, man.
It does.
I
It
mean,
really
because
does.
addiction can fucking shove that down, you know?
Real hard and fast. It can, yes. It's like addiction. Like, dude, when this last time, oh, Seneca. Did you see what he said?
No, I was looking at something on screen.
Oh, okay. He do you see it?
Chubby Buddha?
Yeah.
Aw.
But yeah, I remember whenever I was like at the peak of my addiction this last time, I was taking a lot of Adderall, and I lost like 30 pounds in a span.
Jesus.
Yeah, in a span of like 3 to 4 months. Just lost it. And I was emaciated. I went to treatment and I was super skinny. But then about a month later, I kind of had some more food and I was able to kind of bulk up a little bit and then kind of gain muscle mass. That was perfect, like my perfect body weight.
Yeah.
But since then, I've had a few too many trips to Jack in the Crack.
Well, shit, you add in like salt and fucking fast food, man, and it doesn't matter who you are. That shit's gonna fuck you up.
It eventually catches up with you, you know, and then you're like, wow, like because I'm a lean person, like I have a lean face, relatively lean body, but now I have this like little belly where it's like, damn, you know, like I need to lose some weight. I need to hit the gym, dude. Do you go to the gym?
I don't have time for that, man. I try to stay active and do stuff like this. My streams and stuff tend to be my most downtime. I have a little extra weight on me, but I'm 6'2", man. Like
Nice.
I'm at like 195, 200 right now. So I wear my weight well, but I mean, I could tone myself out, you know?
Right.
Stop filling your belly with burgers and start filling your soul with
the Lord.
Add in Phantom. I just gotta ask, brother, they're female, girl, whoever you are. How tall are you and how much do you weigh? And then before you start challenging us, if you aren't right in the BMI, then you have problems.
She's a girl, ad infinitum. She's a
Oh,
girl.
never mind. Don't tell me that's disrespectful. I apologize.
No, it's fine. She can take it. She's a little bitch. 6'2", ad infinitum. He said 6'2". I'm tall and handsome.
Yeah, she's like 4'9", 300 pounds, and calling us fat nerds. And it's just like, oh, sweetie.
Oh man, she can go to hell.
So with you having such a big audience and taking the time to cultivate them, your Patreon, you actually do specialty streams for them and stuff like that?
Yeah. I do a stream every month for any patron who wants to hop on. And yeah, I like doing that. I actually got the idea from Wizard of Cause. I saw that he was doing these patron streams every month, and I just thought it's a good thing to do, man. You know, to kind of have, just bring him on and talk about whatever, and you know. But here's the thing: one of my patrons is Tizzy, and man, Tizzy, I love Tizzy, I do. He's a great person, but he has a tendency to to be a little crazy. Are you having like audio problem? All right.
Who, me?
Oh, no. Okay, I thought that's why you said sorry. I was like, oh shit, I think he's having audio problem.
Oh, no. I was saying sorry because of if I really made Ad sad. She's like, too mean.
Oh, and Tizzy's still here too. But yeah, I was gonna say about the patron streams is that, man, Tizzy just really brings. I have to mute him. Like, I've never had to mute someone so much in my life. I have to mute him because everyone else is there, and you know, there's like 8 or 10 or 9 people there, and Tizzy.
Oh, so they're actually on the stream with you, interacting with you.
Yeah, and live.
Okay, gotcha. So you bring them into the stream. Gotcha. I thought maybe you just did specialty streams with them, but that's cool that you actually have vocal conversations with them.
Right. Yeah. So you thought I would just kind of like,
like it was a specialty stream where you can just like you do something special for them. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking of. I'm kind of
right.
I'm a little delusional.
I see what you're saying, but I just don't have. I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so Seneca said 5'9", 130, fast and reap the rewards of the Holy Spirit, dorks. Is Seneca really 5'9" and 130? Oh wait, I'm asking you. I don't know why. 5'6", 190. So Seneca.
Yeah.
Pick up Seneca and throw.
Yeah, that person. That's accurate. That's accurate for him. I don't even know who the hell it is.
Mr. Oh. Mr. Dangus, are we all listing our weight and size right now?
Apparently, because I said mine, but because we were talking about, they were calling you fat for no reason, or chubby. They're calling you chubby for no reason because you like fast food and you've given up your addiction, you know?
Yeah, dude.
I can tell you that is highly accurate about Deus Volt. 4'10", 250 pounds. He's like a fucking bowling ball.
Oh, no. Damn. Oh, Vlad coming up with the perfect white 6 foot 185. I don't know. I think Seneca is the healthiest, or Vlad. He's 6 foot 185. Do you think Vlad's telling the truth?
No, it's just him. It's him correcting for the ideal specimen.
He's compensating. He's trying to get those white. The white genetics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't matter weight really, because you could be 250 pounds, 6 foot, and be built as fucked. You know, it's like if you're cut or not. Like it really doesn't fucking matter, to be quite honest. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just,
like myself and BMI, I'm just like, I'm like 5 pounds out of weight. Like if BMI matters about as much as I can fucking throw it. But if you base it on that and your diet and everything else, I'm close to being where I need to be. But you know what? I don't give a fuck, dude. Honestly, I'm young enough still. I'm in my 30s. I could fucking lose weight like nothing.
Nice. Yeah, I'm the same way. My body's very malleable, and once I start lifting weights and stuff, I'll get to that. Vlad just said I can send you a video of myself doing 15 pull-ups. Go ahead, Vlad. I would really like to see that.
Do them the right way too. Reverse, not pull-ups. We want the actual way. The military doesn't, man.
And I want your shirt off. Wait.
Mouthy, are you? Hold on. Is this going to be one of those streams? Everyone listen, are you coming out to us, millennial woes?
Oh, whoa. Right. Oh, woes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've spoken. You're over here like saying, I want your shirt off.
I've spoken personally with woes, and I never got that impression.
That he was into both?
Yeah, I never got the impression that he liked both of the form, both of the human forms. So, Vlad said, laugh my fucking ass off. Shirt off is pretty gay, but I can do it.
No, I'll throw my camera on because my face is all over the place, so it doesn't matter. I'm not a big guy. There you go, guys. Everyone challenging it, and you have Deus Volt being a shit brick in the chat as usual. My hair's a little fucked up, but I don't give a fuck.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, so it's just
nice. So this is who you are.
Yeah, I put my face out on video, so I'm not worried about my face being out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seneca just said, quote, kisses other men on the Mouthy Buddha strikes again. He didn't finish. Uh-oh.
I think he was saying on the Mouthy Buddha. I think he was trying to use your name as kind of a play on words.
Oh, I get it. Been on the Mouthy. Okay, good.
Who's Tormund from Game of Thrones? Who the fuck is that? I haven't watched Game of Thrones in so long.
Man, you know what? I can never get into Game of Thrones. That's my confession. That's
okay, I got it. It's one of the Northerners. I could see that with the beard and stuff. It's not as red as his, but yeah, I could see that.
Tormund, let me see. Hold on a second. Did you like Game of Thrones? Was that like a show you enjoyed?
I digged it. Yeah, it was one of the. I started late. It was 5th season before I started it, and once I started watching it, I ran through it in like, I don't know, probably like 4 days, because I had 2 days off, watched as much as I could in the 2 days, didn't play any video games, wasn't doing YouTube at the time, and then just pushed through as much as I could, and then like right when I got off work, I got home and I watched like 4 episodes a night.
I tried, man. I tried to watch the season 3 times. And each time I was like, man, this sucks. I don't like this. and I remember like each time another friend told me, hey man, just give it another chance. Just watch it and just give it another chance. And I was like, okay. And I tried and I hated it again. And Seneca said, Mouthy is basically Varys, root and stem. He is talking nonsense. Who is Varys? Is that a character in there?
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones.
I'm looking it up. Oh my god! No, it's not a character.
Yeah, it is.
Is it really? Because I saw something completely different when I looked it up on images.
Okay,
Dude,
okay. So
if you type,
I'm not gonna type that because I know what they're talking about. He's a eunuch, dude.
Oh my god!
So he ain't got no nuts down there.
Like they showed me varicose veins.
Oh,
like really, really gross stuff. When I looked at Varys, I was like, "Damn, man, that's fucked up."
No. This is what he's talking about. He's saying this is what you look like.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh my god!
I think he's talking a reference from when you because this character is a eunuch. He's had his manhood chopped off and seared.
Oh my god!
So he don't have no he don't know he ain't gonna further the white race, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow, Seneca, damn. Okay, well, I'm glad it wasn't the other thing because that was a surprise.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh god.
Like, dude, if you type in Varys, Varis, is that his name?
It's a Y in his name. I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay. Well, I did IS, and that just showed some pure insanity. Okay. Oh, it's a Y. Okay. Varis. Don't type that into Google, any of you, because
Jesus Christ.
What else?
Uncle Fester looking ass. Yeah, right. He does look like Uncle Fester. Well, so what do you got? When's your next video coming out, man? Share it with your peeps. You got a few weeks, man. Or what?
Next video, man. See that this is the thing. Once I get done with a video, it's like, oh my god, I'm so exhausted, and I usually try and like play a game for a couple of days, and then it's like, wait, what do I do next? And I have no idea for like the longest time, and then I'm just like, And then like a week will go by, and then I'll start being like, dude, I have to figure out a video. So then like I'll like call my mom, be like, hey mom, what's going on? She's like, yes, is everything okay? I'm like, yes, everything's fine. She's like, what is it? I'm like, well, I just need an idea for a video. And she's like, John, you know what I always tell you? Just let it come to you and stop thinking about it.
Jesus.
They're like, all right, mom, bye. She's like, all right, bye. Yeah, then I'll ask my friends. I'll say the same thing. They're like, I don't know, dude. Make another thing about UFOs. And I'm like, well, all right, but I'm. So yeah, I'm at the stage right now where I'm basically like, fuck, I don't know what the next video is I'm gonna make. And does anybody here have any ideas? Do you have any ideas? What would you like to see me make, or what would the
I
chat
don't
like to
know,
see
man.
me?
I'm so like in the moment with all my stuff that I don't even fucking know. It'd be interesting to see because your Kanye take was quite interesting. It'd be interesting to see like the inverse and fallout after the fact. And then I don't know, man. I'm trying to think
What
of
about
like
like diet and veganism and stuff like that? I haven't really talked about that.
as long as you're not freaking like gonna turn
No,
vegan and start spouting nonsense to your fans.
no, I will make it. I will make it the most entertaining diet video ever. Or I'll try. It's so hard to make diet
You
entertaining.
know who you could fucking bring on or use for some of your stuff would be make a video about why Hitler did nothing wrong. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God, no fucking way. No way. If you know what I could do is I was actually thinking about making a problem with the alt-right part 3.
Oh, nice. It'd be
And
interesting to see
oh
like
yeah.
with what's going on right now and if you jump into how Tara McCarthy's getting ousted and shit like that.
Right. It's just that, oh man, making a video critique on the alt-right, I know it would just be so exhausting. Like after it's done, like it'd be fine making it, but once it's done, just hearing all the nonsense and the bullshit, I just don't know if I'll be able to like. It's just so much, and then I'll probably get it flagged, and it'll probably get taken down, and
And
then
no
I'll get a
shit,
bunch of
right?
bullshit. I'll get memed to oblivion for a couple of weeks. I just don't want all that shit to happen, dude.
Well, if you do your vegan diet or vegan talk about the, you know, whatever the vegan diet is and shit, you could you could you know, look into that fucking one dumbass vegan gains and use some of the shit he spews if you want to fucking.
Well, to tell you the truth, Luck, I am not a vegan, but I think it's ethically sound. I think it's morally sound. I think it's that we should all be vegans. It's just that it's not, the healthiest thing to do to your body. So,
Morally maybe, but then again it,
but
it
yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like is it though? Is it? Because what are you going to do with all these cows who've never known the wild? Kill them? Let them set them free when they won't be able to survive on their own? I don't know how moral it would be, you know?
Well, I mean, that's kind of saying that we've taken the problem so far that we should just keep doing it because we have these cows and where
Hell
we
yeah,
live
and they
in.
taste good.
Right, right. They do taste good. I'm with you on that one. I mean,
I
I had a little bit of cow earlier today. It was
fuck yeah,
pretty good.
man. And you know
Cows.
what? Do we want more GMOs? Because that's what would have to happen with if we went straight veggies.
Well, and there's also an argument that GMOs may not be the demons that they've been
Oh, not
made
the full demon.
made out to be. But I think it is here. Here's the deal. Um, I think that I think it's wrong to eat animals because these animals are conscious, sentient beings, and they're walking around and they're doing their thing, and then we just come over there and fucking beat the shit out of them and toss them. Now, if you're a hunter and you got yourself a bow and arrow or you got yourself a rifle and you want to go out into the wilderness and shoot your own deer, and then go up there and and then take it. What happened?
No, I was just thinking if we set all the cows free
We
and
could
they
just
start
fucking
they
shoot
start
all of them.
yeah, they start producing on their own, then we can be moral because we're keeping the populace in check.
Right. I think in general terms, there's a difference when you go out and hunt it yourself. But there's also an ethical way to hunt, in my opinion. If you can't just be frivolous and go out there with like bombs or machine guns, because then it's like, dude, you are literally just killing. You're hosing down animals. Like, would you think it was wrong to take a machine gun and then go out where, let's say there's a bunch of zebras,
Yeah.
and then just take a machine gun and just fucking just shoot all of them? Would that be wrong?
Well, are you going to eat them all? Are you blowing them down for?
Well, there'd be so many bullets in them. They'd be full of bullets. They'd be too full of it. Like I'm talking like a Gatling, like a.
Well, yeah, obviously, I wouldn't say let's go out and fucking with a fucking M16 AK-47 or something like fucking full like a automatic rifle and just kill for it. But it's like, I mean, you're not going to eat that meat anyways. It's fucking going to be putrid and all kinds of shit. But I'd hunt zebras with a mini good if I could, to be honest. Seneca. I mean,
hold on a second. So, what about a dog? Let's say there was 3 really cute, I don't know, Labradors, and
Seneca, what if Seneca's Asian and from like somewhere where they eat dogs?
Seneca?
Yeah. What if hypothetically?
Oh, that's the point. Problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, so you're talking about like the cultural differences of being like, well, some people are okay with eating cats, so it's not technically wrong. It's kind of a cultural thing.
Yeah. So then he might be fine with mowing down a bunch of puppies.
Right. Well, I'm not a moral. This is where it gets to like, I'm not a moral relativist. I think it's fundamentally wrong to cause needless suffering. That's kind of like my foundation for morality. It's like, you don't want to cause needless suffering. It's not right to just needlessly cause suffering.
Well, what if you humane kill? Like then
like in the head and there's not much suffering?
Yeah, if it's not like, like fucking veal or something, if it's just like we lop off its head or we straight fucking shoot it in the brain, like it's dead.
It's still not right, but it's not as wrong. It's still wrong, but it's not as wrong to just like, because there's not as much suffering, Like we all know, like sometimes I'll see like a roach and I'll like, I won't want to hurt it, but I fucking don't want a roach in my home because they're nuisances. So what I'll do is I'll try to get it with a napkin. But sometimes
with roaches, smash those motherfuckers. No way.
That's where we differ. That's where we differ. So what I'll do is I'll grab it with a napkin. But sometimes when I do that, I end up because I'm so freaked out by them that I end up squishing it a little bit on accident. Now, when I do that, I've already squished it. So I put it out of its misery and I squeeze it. And I hate having to do that. But it is actually the right thing to do, which is say, oh my God, dude, I've just this is a sentient, conscious creature, and I have fucked with it. But you came into my house, so
the only animal that, and Deus won't agree with me because he doesn't like spiders, but the only animal that I would do that with are spiders. Because spiders actually keep out other bugs and like,
oh my God.
That's my mindset with spiders. Oh. Roaches, those motherfuckers, you put them outside, they're just going to go breed and then come right back in.
Well, see, spiders, I'm so scared of. So spiders, it's funny you say that. This is where we're different. You will stomp the fuck out of a roach. In my opinion, if I see a spider, that is the one time I will break my moral code and fucking stomp that motherfucker because I get so scared. Now, that's not to say in several instances I haven't remained principled and been like, oh, all right, what am I going to do? And I figured out a way to kind of, get the spider out of there. I have multiple, like several upon several upon several occasions, I've managed to get a spider out safely. But there have been some times where it's like, oh my God, that thing's so big. And what if it just goes somewhere else? And then I have no idea where it is. Woo! And that has happened before, my friend.
Yeah, right.
That has happened before.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of spiders. Like we were talking like fucking snakes or something. Yeah, maybe I might be a little more scared because those regular spiders. I'm not talking about if I see a black widow, I'm not going to be like, oh, let me go pick you up and move you outside. No, you're going to die.
I know, right? Like it's so
something that can actually kill me. I'm not going to go out of my way to be nice to it. If it's my life or its life, well, I'm sorry, man. I'm 10 times your size.
I fully understand. If it was something that was seriously dangerous, like a black widow, I would, dude, you would see a whole different side of me. I would find I would fuck my whole house up. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't play that shit. I don't play that shit.
Homie, don't play that.
But in general, unless it's like, a spider that could kill me, I would, God dang it. I hate when people say this. Seneca just said spiders love warm, humid, and dark spaces. That's why the average person eats about 8 spiders a year while sleeping. Now, first of all, that's not true. That's just something people say to be mean. And Seneca needs to dive a little deeper into his theology, and he wouldn't say things like that. But yeah, in general, I think it's wrong to eat animals, and it's wrong to just kill needlessly.
But you still do it?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I still do
Not
it.
the kill needlessly part, but the eating of animals.
Oh no, I don't needlessly kill.
Well, we found out that Buddha is a murderer, a bisexual murderer. He came out to us earlier, guys. Who hates eating meat but loves eating meat.
True. Yeah, it is a kind of confliction. I mean, this is how I see it. I one day I'll become, oh man, I just don't know how, but ultimately one day I want to at least be vegetarian and kind of just eat, eggs from more ethically raised chickens who were just chilling outside and, doing what they do, making eggs.
Yeah.
But I guess the argument would be, yeah, but you got to let that egg hatch and become a chicken. You don't eat it.
Yeah.
But in my view, I'm like, bro, I like eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of eggs too, and I like to think that I would be down for some free range chicken and stuff. But you know what? That shit's too expensive. Fuck that, dude. I'm gonna buy that fucking. Buy that fucking $10 bag of fucking frozen chicken if I want to fucking stock up. If I want to be a little classy, I might get some, organic grass fed bullshit. But
right.
Yeah, oh man, I live in California and that shit's expensive. So it's already everything else is expensive out here. So yeah.
And even the grass-fed stuff, they still pump it with some hormones. Like it's not completely, unless you know a farmer or go to a farmer's market. But if you go to you see, if you go to HEB and you look at some of the so-called organic grass-fed beef, it's still been pumped with oh my what which one are you laughing at?
Daysville bisexual Uncle Fester vegan CrossFitter and real men hunt pigeons under the underpass. Oh man, he's a true urban hunter.
Oh dude, he never stops. That's where the farmer's market chicken comes from.
Underpasses. Yeah. You're eating pigeon.
But so you're kind of against the whole vegan gains and their arguments. I mean, dude, their arguments are maybe not vegan gains, but this other guy, Ask Yourself, I believe that's his name. Dude, did you see his debate with JF?
No, I did not.
Bro, he mopped the floor with him. He God, I've never seen anything like it. He just kept backing up. And JF was so confident because he had just obliterated vegan gains. And he was like, I have this, I've got this, I have an argument they will not be able to like refute. And he was so proud of himself. You know, JF, he always gets really proud of his arguments. And he just got destroyed.
Yeah, JF is one of those guys who I think he has a lot of stats. He preps for his debates, but I think in all real reality, if you hit him with areas that are that he's not prepared for, he gets fucking lost.
Right, and I think it's because of his his moral nihilism. Because sometimes he'll concede the most absurd notions, which is what he did with Ask Yourself. Ask Yourself, he reduced his argument to pure absurdity, and I won't be able to explain it because it's not really in my mind, but I'll try. Ask Yourself was talking to him about. It has something to do with like, would you live a life where you were just suffering all the time? And if he didn't concede that, if JF didn't concede and say yes, he would have lost the argument. And JF just said yes. He said, yes, I would live a life where I suffered all the time. It was just pure hell. Yes. And and Ask Yourself was like, okay, well, I could stop right now if you want because I just reduced your position to absurdity. And it was done. It was done. He got him. And the cool thing about JF though is that he's so smart that he's still in this hole, but he's so intellectual that he can like he doesn't get himself out of it, but he's able to like word his way, I mean, I guess
somewhere other than being wrong.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, essentially that's what it boils down to with that guy.
Right. But Ask Yourself, that guy's really a brilliant, he's really brilliant, dude. And like in the beginning, it really is one of the most fascinating debates I've ever seen on YouTube because JF and Ask Yourself, they know so much about philosophy that they basically were like, okay, just go ahead and let's get all the semantics out of the way. Do you concede this? Okay, cool. Well, then we can move on. Okay, well, let's get this axiom down. Okay, cool. We can move on. All right, now we understand each other. And then it was like a chess match. And Ask Yourself just took his fucking queen like 10 minutes in.
Vlad seems to think JF won, but
Well, what is he saying? Ask Yourself and JF got into yeah, he's right. It was about existence or well-being. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And Vlad said it wasn't done. He didn't get him. That was JF's entire point. And besides, the point was moot. The point was not moot. What is more important, well-being or existence? Why? And the point is that, like, I could ask you, what do you value more? Like, feeling good and well-being and being like content, or just existing? Which one do you value more? Like being able to exist, or existing with a sense of well-being?
Existing, because I want to play the moral faggotry and be on the opposite side of you.
All right. Well, that's what JF said. So now let me ask you what Ask Yourself asked, which is, okay, so you would rather live in hell. Let's say razor blades are being stuck into your penis every second, and then your eyes are being poked out by cigarettes, and that's just your existence. That's how you're just in pure agony and misery all the time. Do you still value existence more than well-being?
Yes, I do.
That's what happened.
The existence over the well-being.
Yes, that's what he did, dude.
No, I know. I watched the debate. I was just like, Jesus Christ, dude. I understand you're trying to stand your ground on your point. And someone said existing can't feel good or bad, or you can't feel good or bad without existing. No, it's talking about the mindset of being able to exist not in general, but not because, you have life or well-being. You don't choose one or the other. You have to be alive to have well-being. So you are existing, and it's,
Right.
would you rather be happy or put through hell? That was the argument, and that's how it should have been phrased, is like, okay, so you have life, but would you rather have life and, well-being, or would you rather have life and just be the premise of existing? So no matter what kind of hell you're put through, you're willing to go through that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and he really pinned him up against the wall on that. And it was because JF was like, well, it's all about passing on genes. That's what's so much more important. Chickens chickens really care about passing on their genes, and they want, like, and he was always, JF was even saying, well, I don't even know what you care about technically. It's an assumption of if you're even conscious. But then whenever it came to chickens, all of a sudden he knew that they really wanted to pass on their genes. So I think that was really, now, to be fair to JF, his other stuff has been great, and he annihilated vegan gains. But Ask Yourself came in completely prepared of where he was going to pin him, and it was just like, wow, that's professional right there. Like, that is.
Well, because he's had his argument. He's probably fucking had the conversation with people, having the conversation against veganism and elsewhere,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he Ask Yourself is always doing that. That's what his whole channel is.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting for you to cover it, but I think you have to put your bias in there, and you'll have to express your bias if you do a video on that, because of the simple fact that you do eat meat. You may want to go that point sometime, but currently you probably enjoy chicken. Yeah, probably enjoy some beef sometimes. You're gonna be one of those people who, I'd like to be vegan, but one, it does have health risks. There are risks to it. I mean, I've known people who went away from vegan because it really fucked with their body chemicals, because all this shit,
Right. And Vlad is saying JF wants chickens to exist, and that's why he wants animals to live. Well, but Vlad, are you really not conceding this? Like, so if chickens existed, kind of as they do now, is that really a good life? Or should chickens be allowed to just, go or do whatever they want and then go extinct naturally? Like, everything goes extinct. It's okay. It's natural. Things go extinct. And
well, it's
like
the will of the strong will survive. The strongest genes are going to get passed on. The strongest animals are always going to survive.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's a hubris on the parts of humans who are like, we got to save the whales, we got to save these things, we got to save the polar bears, we got to save the lion. It's like, dude, let nature take its course.
But now, if it's not nature and it's humans that are causing it.
I was just about, that was going to be the exact next thing I was going to say. I was going to say, now, if we're causing such devastation to the environment that we're actually the ones responsible for, let's say, getting rid of all the coral reefs because of our fucking oil and nonsense energy stuff that we do, well then, yeah, absolutely, we got to look at ourselves and be like, maybe we should take some different changes here. But if there's a natural, like the pandas, we're doing everything we can to help the pandas. It's like, dude, they're not having sex anymore, man. I mean, I love pandas too. They're so cuddly and they're just awesome. But I mean, when you got to go, you got to go. And
Seneca wants to artificially inseminate them so he can make panda burgers.
Oh my God, Seneca. He's probably not kidding either. I'd love to eat a panda burger. That, you know what? It might not be bad.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Everything does, dude.
Elk, chicken. Deer, chicken.
Can you guys list to me the axioms of natural selection?
I'm not getting into that shit. We're just talking, man. What the fuck is this? We're not. I can tell them to you. Here they are. Go on Google and search that, because we're not having like a debate of fucking anything here. We're just conversing. Jesus. Here,
Right.
here. I'll copy and paste the link for you, man. All right, here you go.
I found it.
This is how good I am at.
I found it. Okay, this is what it says. It says,
Roadster, I don't give a fuck. Do you want to stay in the chat? I don't give a fuck. I was wrong. I said it. I misspoke. The fit, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
damn, bro's just coming after you.
He could fucking the strongest survive. Survival of the fittest. You know what I fucking meant, dude. God damn, dude. These people who think they're high intellects, but they don't do anything with themselves, but troll people's chats for fucking one-off mistakes. This isn't a fucking intellectual debate. It's just a conversation.
I love that you go after someone in the chat, dude. Here's the thing. I love the chat and everything's been going great. And I love these really, I like streams that aren't big because then we're able to like interact with the chat more. Now, that said, in some ways, the chat has become the new beleaguered minority, man. Like Medicare, if you do anything against the chat, Medicare will just pop up out of nowhere and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. You just said some bullshit to the chat, man. Well, you can't do that, Baked Alaska. And Bake starts apologizing. I'm sorry, Medicare. I got a little frustrated. He's like, you can't do that to the chat. It's not cool. I don't like it when people do that. And what, you got a Patreon and shit? Are you making money? Fuck you, dude.
Medicare's gonna pop into my 12 people stream and fucking rip me an asshole. No, it's not that I'm triggered, man. It's just I saw what you said and I know I misspoke, so it's okay. Like,
right.
I understand. I understand Jeff's argument. I watched the whole video, man. I watched the whole live. I was there. I'm not just saying he's wrong. I'm not taking a side. I could care less. You're killing my vibe, man.
I remember another time this happened. Sargon got pissed at his chat, and Sargon was like, "Can you guys just fuck off?" I think he said, "Can y'all stop acting like N-words?" And the chat got all pissed, and like David Cedarwood was like, "Can you believe that he did this?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, dude? Like, is the chat like a Muslim minority? Like, are we not allowed to say anything against?" Like, is Sargon not allowed to say, hey, dude, can you guys chill out? Oh, my God. He spoke against the chat. I can't believe that. The chat must seize the means of video production.
It's like, okay, so now because, you know, there should be mutual respect for your audience and whatnot.
Exactly.
I understand that.
Exactly.
But your audience has to have mutual respect for you. So if they're going to give you shit, they should expect to get shit back, right? That's fine. But you run into situations where your link didn't post, man. Here, I'm gonna give you don't be a douche lord with this. Repost your link. I'm gonna give you mod for a second until you I'm gonna give you mod so you can post a link. So post the link, Broadster. Because all it is backslashes and I don't fucking know. But I just don't think there should be this unspoken rule where you can't go at the chat.
Right. It's weird.
You should be able to go at the chat because one, it's
because who cares?
Yeah, and you know what? If your audience is gonna give you shit and talk shit, they should be willing to have shit talked back to them. And I appreciate that from people. Once I get to know you better, Broadster, if you're subscribing to me and you come in more streams, I'll mod you up. Seneca.
Seneca wants a wrench. I have half a dozen questionable links to share.
Yeah, Seneca. There's one way you can get a wrench, and it's by getting Mouthy Buddha to come out of the closet.
Yes.
Since you're the one trying to call him chubby and all these other things. All right, so.
Seneca would honestly like that very much. He really would. No, but dude, yeah, you're right. Now, ultimately, again, you don't want to be an asshole to like.
No.
You know, and you said that, but yeah, if the chat's talking shit, the creator of the video is allowed to also talk shit. Okay, but again, dude, if you do, Medicare will just show up out of nowhere, and he'll be like, "Dude, why are you talking shit against the chat? It's fucked up." And you're
Because it
and
gets clipped to like 8chan or something, and he's fucking always on the boards there. And
right,
so,
right.
and once the 8chaners, dude, get fucking a little bit of you, man, I've seen it happen. I've had my whole fucking like, okay, so I had failure in Tonka on, and if you look at my ratio on that video, I got fucking ratioed because um it was those a bunch of those people who didn't like Tonka at the time and were debating Tonka and stuff. Dude, I'm sitting at like fucking it's fucking hilarious. The numbers. It's like I think it's like 72 upvotes and like 65 downvotes.
Oh wow, wow, wow.
Almost
And
ran
that's
a
what yeah.
flat neutral.
Mm.
Yeah, 73 62, dude. It's like I got ratioed by the chat, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean that, and is this also? I don't know if it's explicitly 8chan, but there seems to be a growing fringe within the alt right that's like heavy on flagging and stuff. Like a lot of videos that are against the alt right are getting flagged down.
Yeah, I've seen people who challenge the alt right, and I don't think it's necessarily fellow alt right members, but also it could just be people.
Why?
If you challenge people's ideas and you say something they don't like, they're gonna, it's very social justicey.
Oh yeah, it's like the epitome of just stupidity. Like stop doing that, man. People work hard on these videos, and you with your little entitled ass coming over here, I'm gonna flag this because it's like, dude, that's the stupidest shit ever. It's like snitching. It's like snitching in prison. It's
Yeah.
like, can we have any codes here? Can you please not break those codes by just flagging needlessly? It's just stupid.
Yeah, and that's the thing with I'm still small. Even when I have like a 100 people watching, if I have someone big on like failure in them, I was pushing like 130 consistent, and that was massive for me. It was fucking insane to watch the chat, but I was able to interact with it.
Then you're dealing with a, you got to, here's the thing that Medicare gets right. You don't ever want to let the chat get to you. Let's say you've got let's say you've got like 200 people or whatever. You got a chat that's just going on, and let's say you start, I don't know, doing what Baked Alaska did, which is, hey guys, stop that.
Yeah, right.
You kind of say, stop it, stop doing that, which is so stupid. So I get that. Medicare's right. Like you don't want to just be like, hey, can y'all stop saying those things? Even though I built up an entire platform, that's alt-right and that's very trolly, I'm changing, guys. Can you guys please stop doing that? So that's dumb, and you don't want to do that.
No. If you're gonna pivot, you don't want to fucking call the chat out, like, because they're gonna keep doing it and they're gonna do it more.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a Streisand effect in real time, But that said, Baked Alaska should be able to be a fool, without.
If he wants to make a jackassery of himself, and Medicare, I like the guy. I like Jim a lot. But I feel like he's the chat police sometimes.
Yeah, he's a little policeman, and it's funny because a lot of times he has I don't like this word, but he moral fags like a lot, but then he gets on to everybody else for virtue signaling. But what you just did to Baked Alaska was it was just one giant virtue signal. It was I don't like what you're doing. Now stop it. Stop it. You know what I mean? Like,
and Broadster's right. He says you have to start your channel to be honest with your viewers, how it will be from the start. Make a plan ahead of time and let it be clear. But then again, people's mentalities can shift and things do move. And that's where Bake Alaska, he wanted to pivot and he wanted to move away from some of that stuff because he got that fucking twat waffle up his ass where she was like, I'm gonna be your manager now and I'm gonna tell you how to do things. And it's like, who and what have you managed? Oh, you've managed political campaigns. It's just it's YouTube. You don't know shit about managing a YouTube star. What the fuck are you trying to do?
Right.
and she really fucked him over. Oh, you can't hang out with Aaron no more. I wouldn't want to hang out with that thought anyways, but still, like, it's one of those things where it's like you can't just all of a sudden abruptly change who you are right away. It can't be like, oh, yesterday it's okay to freaking drop 1488s and all this other garbage, but
Right.
tomorrow it's not.
Right. Yeah, that's such a dumb thing for him to do, and uh, like I don't think it warranted having Worski. Like it was crazy how Baked Alaska's fall was, because it seemed like it started from just pure nonsense. Now, Wild Fox appears says, "Without morals, where would we be?" If you're being serious, which hopefully you are, I agree. I'm not a moral nihilist, I don't like the word moral fagging because I don't like the saying that word. But
Which word? Moral?
but yeah, I we all virtue. Every time we state a preference, it is a virtue signal. So the next time you hear somebody say, "Oh, that's virtue signaling," well, you can tell them, "Well, you're virtue signaling about virtue signaling."
And then it just becomes a paradox because you're all virtue signaling back and fucking forth.
Right. And you just don't get anything done. Also, another term I do not like is white knight. So let's
I actually
say,
love that term only
do
because,
you really? Okay.
well, I think of it like this: white knights used to be fucking glorious warriors and badasses in the Crusades and the fucking Renaissance and all these other time, like back in the day. But now it's just it's what would you call it then? If you won't call it a white knight, a guy who comes to the rescue of the damsel, whether it's a guy or a girl defending, I'm gonna put up my shield, I'm gonna protect you from these evil beings. What would you call him instead?
Well, here's the thing. There are instances of white knight that's I suppose
Justified.
that could be justified.
Yeah.
But then there are other instances where you need to defend somebody, and you need to do it because it's morally appropriate to do so, and because there's a sense of honor and just right. It's right to do so. So let's say,
Yeah, that'd be the justified times when it is justified to be a white knight, is what I was meaning.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Let's say like whenever I made my JQ series,
Yeah.
Sargon came out and said, Mouthy Buddha did the right thing. He steel manned their arguments. He didn't do anything wrong with it. I really like, and he just kept, he stuck up for me, dude. And you had people in the comments saying, or in the Twitter thing saying, "Oh, he's white knighting. He's white knighting." It's like, why don't you? It's not necessary. It's like sometimes we need to help each other. And if you're that person in the back who goes, "Ha, gay," it's like, okay, dude. I mean, sorry. I mean, sometimes we got to get serious around here. And like, I say this while being, frivolous this entire time. But, I think that sometimes it's okay to defend people, and also saying white knight isn't an argument against like what you're saying. It's just you, or it's whoever's saying it. It's just you saying some okay, next, please. So thanks for your like virtue signaling. White knight, cuck is still good. I like that one, but
Buddha, you're just white knighting for white knights.
or I'm virtue signaling about white knighting for white knights. So
Yeah. You're more you're
which
you're
is
being a
being a
moral
cuck.
you're moral fagging right now, man. Come on.
Right.
Like,
It's like ultimately it's like, come on, dude. What did that add to this conversation? Could you imagine if Sam Harris was having a conversation with Jordan Peterson, and then like Jordan Peterson is going on about his like his these archetypal stories, and Harris just goes, dude, you're fucking moral fagging right now. It just wouldn't do anything to the conversation. But that's what we do in our little community.
Deus Volt has the best answer and the ultimate end all. Your mom gay. That's how you win every argument. It doesn't matter what they're arguing. It's just your mom gay, and then you can walk away.
Yeah,
like,
essentially.
This is the number one killer.
It does cut to the core of your argument.
Just out of nowhere, freaking Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson are having their conversation, and Jordan Peterson's all, your mom gay, and Sam Harris is all, no, you, and then drops the mic.
And then it just ends, and we're like, well, I guess we need to re-examine our positions here.
Yeah, it's man. I thought you guys were intellects. Oh, you love the memes as much as we do. No, dude, it's just like I can understand there is a time and place when you need to stand up for your ideals and your morals, but there's also times when it's like, dude, it's just because you're trying to show how much empathy you have. Because I'm trying to avoid saying
no, I know
virtue
signaling. I know what you're saying.
Because there are times where it's just like, fuck, dude, do you really need to get into that right now? Like, you're like, it's like, oh, okay, cool, you're so woke.
Right, I understand. I get it. Yeah, there's a time to use it. I just don't like it because like the left, that's like the left, they can be so much more open about empathy. Like they don't get made fun of for being empathetic. And I love that. I fucking love that. Like if I'm in an alt-right conversation and I'm going to be empathetic, it's like, you can't do that, dude. You can't talk about kindness and generosity and being kind. You're gay. Exactly. And that's why, like, there is a refuge to find on the left, even the far left, dude, even SJWs. Now, I'm not, don't get me twisted here, okay?
Everyone, Mouthy Buddha is coming out as a progressive leftist.
No.
That's where we've gone on this stream. Clip that.
What I will say is that even SJWs and the left, you can be as empathetic as you want to be, unless you're a white male and they don't give a fuck about you. So let's say me, as a mixed race person, maybe I'd be able to talk amongst SJWs, but you can open up and be empathetic, and you can say, and they're not going to be like, oh, you're virtue signaling. Like, what? Oh, you're white knighting. What? Why can't I just say something good about this person? Like, damn. Or like, like, dude, there's so much fucked up stuff going on with the kind of ostensibly right-wing YouTube political community that we're in. Because it's like, I would say,
I think there's a shift, though. I think with being in the political spectrum that we're in, people who are like myself and you, where we're more centrist, we can understand and empathize with people, but we're still not going to empathize with those who are just trying to push some fucking false narratives and other stuff,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I can empathize with them, but I won't agree with them.
Yeah.
It's like, you're
I understand, and I'm sorry that your trials and tribulations are so extreme. You've been through so much in your life, because of your skin color. Congratulations, you win. It's like, dude, my diversity, I don't give a fuck. Hire and do what is best for the job, the industry, the life. Let's like get away from those things. I can empathize that they've had it hard, and these people have had it hard, but you know what? It's one of those things where, do you have to talk about it every 5 minutes on how hard your life was?
Right. And also sometimes they really don't have it hard. Like they're at an Ivy League college, and they're like, I'm black, and fuck.
Safe spaces.
It's like, dude, you probably took a white or Asian person's chance to get in here. So calm down and just appreciate this shit. You're my
oppression.
It's like, you're in a very, very nice college. You're around very intelligent people. Come on, man, just shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Roadster says he'd rather hire family members for the job. It's not appropriate to start a farm and kick out my children and replace them with Asian people. But if you live in California, you could replace them with brown people.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. See,
Oh, wow.
that's the funny thing is it's a funny joke, but it's what happened. And
Right.
but you know, I lived in the heavy ag center of California, and it's not as bad as people think. They actually make decent wages, but at least in this day and age, maybe a fucking 20 years ago, it was different. But when you have the fucking government driving out the state of California government driving out their vans and telling them, hey, you don't have to work anymore. You qualify for welfare now.
Oh
That
man.
actually fucking happens in the state of California. So, because they want to keep it blue. So let's get people to not work and just be like, oh, the government gives me shit. I want the government to keep giving me shit.
Yeah, that's not good, man. It's just
No,
not good.
I've had family in ag. I've had friends in ag who've literally said, "State of California vans will roll up on the freaking thing." And this owner was actually a Mexican guy, and he basically said, "You know what? I worked my ass off from immigrating here legally, worked as a farmhand, and now I bought the farm from the former owner. Get the fuck off my land. Do not come here with that shit."
Right, right. Seneca said something that's very pertinent.
Yeah,
He
you
said,
can build a wall around California, but
right.
then you're gonna be fucked when it comes to your food.
Yeah, dude, it is a very bizarre place, California. They
Oh, it's
are,
fucking really bizarre. But then the red areas, it's fucking red, dude. I'm not even playing, man. The
but you know
Central
what?
Valley is fucking dark red, dude.
It is, but I'll tell you what, like, I just, like, if it's a really red state, which Texas is really red, but there are blue pockets,
Yeah.
Texas is really interesting. It's very diverse. It's a very interesting place. Like, right, I think whites are 49% in Houston.
Yeah.
Um, and I think blacks are like 25%, and then Hispanics and everything else in between, Asians and stuff. So it's super diverse wherever you go. It's just everywhere you go. And for me, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. But uh, as far as like being in a red state and going to like maybe a red part of town, because there literally are parts of town like that, and somebody who's super conservative. Here's my point. The thing about that is I actually get along with them so much easy. Well, I wouldn't say I get along with them easier. It's just I identify with like their general attitude, because it's just kind of like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, fix yourself, bucko. It's just, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? They like guns, they hate Islam, they're Christians. It's like, okay, I
Right.
get you, man. I get you. You know what I mean? I'm not a Christian, but I'm not really into Islam, and I don't like guns, but I appreciate you having one, I guess. Um, so I
And
just,
you appreciate the fucking Bill of Rights, so you
right,
understand the reason behind them. That's the thing is like we have a like I live in an area that is really red. And then you have Orange County, later a Wild Fox. Yeah, if you're interested, the dump is about to start in about 10 minutes. You have Orange County, which is red. Basically, it's all the people who shifted out of Los Angeles when it became super blue, moved to Orange County, and now it's fucking massively red. San Diego is red. The Central Valley, where it's high agriculture, lots of money, lots of farm inheritance, red. But then you have pockets throughout the rest of the state that are, areas
right,
of red, but then you have a lot of blue. And the reason why you have a lot of blue is because of major populous locations like fucking Los Angeles, San Francisco, like big cities of populace. Granted though, Fresno is probably like the number 3 or number 4 city in the state for populace size, and it's red. Same with Bakersfield because it's ag country, man. You go to
mm,
that middle of the country area of any state, if it has a rural and like ag vibe, it's going to be red
right,
because
right.
they're making money. Anyone who has money is going to be more centered or to the right. Why? Because you don't want to lose your money. I don't want motherfuckers taking my money, please.
True. Very true. I mean, I was thinking about it whenever you were talking about welfare. If I was on welfare, I probably wouldn't even be making as many. Well, it would depend on how much welfare I was getting. I'll tell you that much. Let's say if I was, let's say I was getting like, how much do you think welfare is? I mean, I don't even know. Like, how much do they give you like a month?
I don't know.
Do you think they give you like 2,000 a month?
I don't think so. I think it matters on how many children you have, bro.
Oh shit. Okay, well,
I think because I don't think normal poor people, unless I don't know, man. You get food stamps and shit, right? When you're poor, but you don't just get money. Oh, by the way, anyone want to know who Broadster is? Anyone want to take a guess who it is? You got a guess, Mouthy?
Broadster. Is he somebody I would know?
Yeah.
What?
It's Vlad, dude. That motherfucker has 2 accounts.
Are you kidding me? Broadster just switched it up on us?
Yeah, because he wanted attention. Hey.
Oh my.
Hey, Broadster.
Dude, that is such an alt-right thing to do. Wait. Dude, hold on. Broadster, are you alt-right? You are, right? Be honest. Please. All right, and don't give me this BS about, oh, no, I'm not alt-right, but I really believe in white majority and preservation of the white race. Broster is my main channel. I'm not hiding. It's where I upload my videos. Oh, okay. He had to switch because he had to put that video up or whatever. I thought Broster was playing game. He was playing game.
He's oh yeah. He got that video up. Gotcha. I thought you were just being one of those trolls because I went on it. He added me on Twitter and I was like, okay, Vlad /Broadster. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's trying to play games.
Oh, and he said the same. He's saying it just to be trolly, but this is something so many basically alt-right people say. No, I'm not alt-right, but I believe in the white majority and stuff. That's what so many, like basically like your Lauren Southerns who will go on and on about living in a white homogenous society, how that is kind of very important, and talking about the high trust and the high trust study and the twin studies and all this stuff. I'm not alt-right though.
Right? It's like hold on, but you're using the talking points of the alt-right as your main argument.
No. I'm a nationalist. Oh, okay, all right. Well, you know, Lauren Rose is also a nationalist. She says she's a nationalist, but she's man, Lauren Rose. God, she creeps me out, dude.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, you don't? Lauren Rose is the Lauren Rose is she was a YouTuber. She made some videos, and her perspective was actually very interesting until I realized.
Oh, it's that girl.
Yeah, and now she's
JF's co-host, isn't she?
JF's co-host. Yes, God, I don't know why it took me so long to say that, but in my view, she is just the creepiest little disingenuous person I've ever seen on the platform.
I honestly think that she is just doing it for shock value, and she's trying because, dude, some of the shit she said, it's just like, dude, like you say it with so much nonchalantness. It's just like, yeah,
right.
I think death to all this, and I'm like, really?
I know, right? Yeah,
like, so soft. It's just like, Jesus Christ, did you just fucking talk about murdering mass genocide and shit, and you're just like super soft and no emotions behind it? You're just like, that's why I can have these views, because I don't let my emotions get in the way. Are you fucking him? JF and her should just get married, dude.
I know, man. She says things that are so callous and she's just like, oh God. And every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, you are so gross. Like, damn. But I watch it. I watch it all the time. I watch because I like what JF's doing. You know, he's doing. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes it's boring. But other times, if he gets on a guest, I'm still interested in watching it because it's something to listen to. They're the only people who are doing these streams. But dude, I would also listen to like a communist stream. If Bad Mouse Productions, you see what I'm saying? Like if he were to do a stream and stream with a communist, I would watch that shit. I'd be like, oh, tight. I don't agree, just like I don't agree with the alt-right, but I'd watch it because it's fascinating to like know damn, there really are people who think communism is an ethical alternative to like, Western capitalist thought.
Yeah, I'm just curious where this chick's like page is at, because there's a few Lauren Roses and
Well,
like,
she doesn't have. She took down all of her videos, man. She's
oh,
got
okay.
like 20 or 30,000 subs, but she took down all of her videos, and now she's just doing streams. And she's on. Yes, ad infinitum. I would watch her stream. But yeah, you're right. She's like so. She still thinks it's cool to like hint about the JQ and stuff, and like she'll be like, oh well, who do you think did that, JF? Ooh, and JF will be like, oh well, it was the Jews. It's like, oh my god, they're not hiding it anymore.
Honestly, those two just need to come together. They're like perfect for each other, dude, to be quite
They
honest. Like JF is just so like, he's just so like, the way he phrases things, it's like no emotion behind it at all either. He's just like, I mean, when you get him on the ropes, he'll get emotional, but it's like no emotion. I mean,
yeah, he's
super dark, and very nihilistic, and just
yeah.
and that, and then she's just like, I don't have any emotion. I'm a robot. I'm not a very entertaining host, but you can stare at my face because I'm a white woman. Yeah, psychotic. Yeah, maybe she has some skeletons or bodies under her floorboards. Who knows, man? But she is fucking, honestly.
She reminds me of the Ring girl, dude. Like the Ring girl who has her hair all over her face. I'm being mean now. I don't want to be mean, but she does. I'm being honest. She really does remind me of the Ring girl, just the creepy psychotic chick who like twists and convulses, and it's like, and the way she talks about like the world, it's so hateful. I just
Yeah, and some of her, like her smile timing, you feel like it's just not right. It's like those people who are, it's you know who it is?
who
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. It's Zuckerberg. She's fucking Mark Zuckerberg's sister, dude.
right. Good one.
Like your laugh and timing doesn't fit what, haha. Like, really?
Right. And it's like after something just disastrous happened, and she's like, oh.
A bridge fell on 100 white people. They should have been brown people. It's like, oh, okay.
No, it's the other way around.
This is all hyperbole. So if anyone clips this shit, I'm fucking being an asshole and just being straight up like, she's crazy. She crazy a little bit. That bitch has some skeletons in her closet. And you know what? She probably, to further the white race, would have a sex with JF, even though we know he fucks potatoes.
Oh my God.
And it's getting late for me. On that note, Mouthy, you want to spew anything? Obviously, I asked you if you're making a video. He said, fuck everyone. He's making videos when he wants. Okay.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Thank you very much. Well, can I say one last thing? And
do your thing, man.
Okay, so ad infinitum, whenever I said that, Lauren, my stuff about Lauren Rose, he called me a moral fag, and I just wanted to say, oh, and by the way, ad infinitum is a man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I was trolling you. I was just playing.
It's okay. Yeah. You're a moral fagging for him.
Right. Okay. Yeah, everything else is but dude, this was awesome. Thank you very much. One of the chillest, best streams I've ever been on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So for the rest of you guys, if you haven't already, I appreciate a sub. If you don't want that shit chilled at you, you can always still sub. I don't give a fuck. Thank you for coming on, Mouthy. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys, I don't know whenever I have another interview lined up. Other than that, peace out. And